Welcome to twitch.tv/LoganRobo. Tonight's game will be Ace Attorney, Dual Destinies. As we commence the stream, please keep this important note in mind. Bobby Fullbright is our friend. Bobby Fullbright is practically family. In Bobby Fullbright, we trust. In justice, we trust. Injustice. 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 Agreed, Tomcat. Well put. Thank you for tuning in to twitch.tv/LoganRobo. Please enjoy the stream. And we are live! How is everybody doing? Hang on, I gotta do something about this music. I hate that whenever it glitches. This track, for some reason, is recorded on like 2 tracks, and it's all out of sync with itself. So hang on, we're gonna go to the game selection music for just a second here. And then we'll go back that, and then we'll start up here. Extemporaneous was here bright and early. With the, what? Oh, I was waiting for the TTS. Well, Wendy, thank you so much for re-upping the sub. 33 months. I'm trying to do better about making sure to keep the subscription channel on Discord all synced up. But how you doing, Wendy? Thank you so much. So let's see. That would be 3 months away from a 4th subscription, baby. You're having so many children. Wendy, subscription. Children, but thank you so much for re-upping the sub. I gotta see how everybody's doing. Extemporaneous says, potato. Wendy says, Operation Wendy be first failed. Shake my head. Don't you remember, Wendy, we made a rule that if you say that you were first and then say that you're first and say for real, then you were retroactively first. Extemporaneous says, get up next time. Says, is Logan late? If this is like class, that means we get to leave and teacher Logan still has to mark us all as present. Wendy said, Aaron, technically we still have 15 minutes before we can leave. That's right. And I made it under there by like 2 minutes. So y'all have to stay. It's the law. Extemporaneous says, according to my calculations, if you square root the I and multiply the divisibility factor of 2, but I is already the square root of -1. It's an imaginary number. Extemporaneous, what are you saying? Queen Katie says, camp. Howdy, how you doing, Queen Katie? Okay, so let's load up the game here. We gotta talk a little bit here. Because last stream, I had an epiphany, and I am very concerned about this because I think I know who the killer is. Everything just makes too much sense, and I desperately don't want this person to be the killer. We made it to the trial. We're about to start the trial, so I think we're just in the lobby. We're like entering the courthouse lobby. I don't know if I saved after we entered it, but yeah, I'm very concerned about this. December 20th, 3:11 p.m. District Court. That's right, defendant lobby number 5. So this is not going to be fun. I'll expound some more in just a minute. Also, I want to say, Wendy. So I couldn't believe when I was talking over in your stream that you haven't heard this mesmerized thing. So apparently, okay, really quick side note. We're going to talk about nice things before we deal with the bad stuff here. I keep seeing these videos pop up on social media about this Vocaloid song with Hatsune Miku called Mesmerizer. It's with her and this other girl with like red kind of twin tail springy kind of looking hair. And apparently there's like, it's about the two of them getting like hypnotized or trying to not get hypnotized. And there's all this like hidden message. Like the girl with red hair is like blinking out SOS in Morse code at one point, is using sign language to say help, shows some like little puzzles. There's some like fill in the blank riddles. And if you take the first letter of each word, it spells out help, and there's all this like weird stuff like that. It's crazy. Okay, let's get to some music. Then I'm going to chat with y'all, and we'll talk about all the horrible things that are happening. Huh?
This is like 3 days after the courtroom bombing case, by the way.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, because we saw the case that was when the bombing happened, and then we saw the case right after it, and this is either later that day or the day after. So yes, I think I've been able to keep track of this. This is the day before Simon Blackwell is set to be executed. Vero, how are you doing? Once we get some music, I'm going to talk about my concerns with where this chapter is heading, and I am really not happy about things. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Vero. Are you feeling better? Is your cold over, hopefully? Okay, so Pearl is here, looking all serious. Okay, so we need to talk. Last time I realized who the killer is, and it has to be, there's only one person it can be. I don't want it to be him, but it's Bobby Fullbright. He was on the scene every time he had the opportunity. It makes sense why the person calling in the bomb threats would do that beforehand, and so the police would get called down. They would place him at the scene to give him the opportunity to do it. The police officers were always there. He was the one who instructed Aura Blackwell to use the emergency ladder, so he knew about that because he used that as an escape out of the robotics lab to commit the first murder. And it also just makes sense thematically because you have Blackwell, who's all dark but really innocent, and then you have Fullbright, who's all bright, but he's really going to be guilty. And I know it's going to happen because he does that sprite where he looks up and he puts his fingers up there like this, and the shine on his sunglasses makes it so you can't see his eyes. At some point, he's going to like look back down and he's going to be evil. And I don't want that to happen because I love Bobby Fullbright. He is so earnest and wonderful, but that means it's all an act. And the biggest thing of all is his slogan, "In justice we trust." It's going to be a pun. Because you're supposed to look at it and think, oh, it's like the USA slogan on coins and money, "In God we trust," only it's "In justice we trust." But it's not "In justice we trust," it's "In justice we trust."
This is an outrage. This is just like you accusing Gumshoe or Emma.
Which is why I don't want it to be true also, but it also kind of makes sense that this is kind of their swerve. They've never done this before. They try and do something a little bit new every time. Like in the third one, they had the one where our client was actually guilty. And it's like, what do you do then? And it makes sense why Gumshoe's not here. It allows them to bring in another cop. It's why it's not Gumshoe. It's why it's not Emma Skyback. Because he's the killer. And I think it's an outrage too. I don't want this to be the case, Vero. I am not happy about this, like at all. Exterminator says, camp, ooh, bonfires. Exterminator says, today I learned about Google's emoji kitchen. If you look up, lets you combo any two emojis in a new one. I saw that. Can you actually use the emojis you combine? Says, pretty cool. Ray says, hello. Hey, Ray, how you doing? Welcome. Quickie said, had to refresh stream. Guess we might be getting another Twitch chat glitch for me, lol. Whittle says, puppy kicker stink, not eating enough Fun Dip, man. And you still kick puppies, you puppy kicker. Weedle, when will I no longer be the victim of such slander? But how you doing? Quick Katie said, I was going to rewatch some Sword Art Online while I waited for this, but thanks to nostalgia for the new game I bought. But then I got distracted by Dad trying to figure out where a sound was coming from in his guitar. It was the outside of it. We know the quote, Codmer 4, has there been a murder? Please say it was a murder. Danganronpa, Trigger, Happy Havoc. There was a Tomcat. Okay, so let's... I kind of don't want to play the game. I don't want to play this chapter. I don't want Fullbright to be a murderer. But again, like, everything points toward him. He's the only one it can be. Okay, we'll just motor on ahead. I want to say we'll just rip the Band-Aid off it, but it's going to be 6 hours of slowly peeling the Band-Aid off because of how slowly I play.
I did a little research. I looked into those special psyche locks you mentioned, Mr. Nick.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's great. I really appreciate it.
A red psyche lock protects a secret a person is consciously trying to hide. If the person folds under questioning, the lock breaks and the truth comes out.
Yep, that's exactly how I got the truth out of Detective Fullbright and Director Cosmos. But yeah, so Athena has like some black psyche locks, like 5 of them.
But a black psyche lock protects a secret from the deepest place in a person's heart. A secret that person isn't even consciously aware of.
So I guess this is why they brought in Pearl. We don't have ghost possessions just so she can explain psyche locks. So even they don't know it's there.
Athena isn't trying to keep anything from you on purpose. For some reason, part of her heart and her memories are sealed off, even from herself.
Oh, I should mention, though, the one bright side to all of this, that even with all the bad stuff happening to Fullbright is, look who's back.
It feels like Pearl's voice got higher. Is that a sign of her getting older?
You know, I don't know. It might just be, is my voice tired?
Maybe I need to get...
I think I'm just doing it wrong. Maybe it's because she's been gone for so long. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Vera. I will try to deepen it. Because if she's going through puberty, shouldn't it drop further? Get a big old Adam's apple? Maybe my voice is just tired, huh?
Edgeworth's ugly sprite.
It is so bad. His and Trucy's are awful. I am hoping that we get into the trial and we see him from like a 3/4 angle, that it'll finally look good again. I think it's the size of his mouth or something, but it's bad. It is so bad. I don't know if he's going to be in Spirit of Justice. I know that y'all said that Trucy comes back and she looks better in Spirit of Justice. I hope he does too, because yes, Wendy, yes. And thank you, Vera and Wendy, for the 10 bits each. I appreciate that.
For some reason, part of her heart and her memories are sealed off, even from herself.
Okay, so all I have to do is break the psyche locks.
According to my research, a black psyche lock is like a heavy chain wrapped directly around one's heart. If they are ripped off by force, it could cause permanent damage to a person's soul.
Ah, yes, the science of souls. In other words, if I'm not careful, I could traumatize Athena for good. Don't worry, Phoenix, she's already traumatized. It's like, I don't know, it's like saying, oh, I dropped my candy on the floor. Whoops, I might drop it on the floor. You already did, it's fine. It's been dropped on the floor.
TTS Pro did not say gulp LMAO.
Yeah, gulp. We know by now, Phoenix Wright is Drake-level cartoon character. He's the type of guy, I'm pretty sure at some point during the series, he has said the word yipes, which I don't think like a real human being has unironically said ever. But yes, thank you very much for the TTS. Let's read a few more comments though while I have a sip of water and brace myself for the awfulness that's gonna be ahead of us. Exterminator says, in Logan we trust, better than trusting in Logan. Weedle says, nah, Exterminator with code number 34, I'm confused and a little bit dumb. Persona 4 Golden, July 1st, 2022. When he said Tomcat is a little too political for me, to be honest. Exterminator says, not me just realizing today that Tomcat is literally Tom the Cat from Tom and Jerry. It is, when Wendy picked out that particular Tomcat scream, because you won a contest. Was it our first, wait, no, which contest was it that you won for that? Was it the clip one or was it a different one? Weedle says to Wendy, hello there. Exterminator says, I'm learning so many things today. Vera said, oh my gosh, why is the music overlapping like this? Okay, that opening menu was, it's like two different tracks. They play at the same time for some reason. I don't know why, but when it glitches, they get out of sync, so I'm sorry. Weedle says, oh, Exterminator says, I try to learn something new every day. When he said, it didn't let me add TTS, shake my head. Hello, well, I still appreciate it. And thank you so much, Wendy. Thank you for re-upping the sub. Okay, so, let's go a little bit more. Pearls, could you stay by Athena's side? She must be suffering under the weight of such a heavy burden.
All right, but will you be all right by yourself, Mr. Nick?
I'm up against Edgeworth. I have to be able to give this trial. What?
25, 25, 25, 25.
Thank you so much, Tiff. Tiff, welcome. Thank you for re-upping the sub. And yes, 25 months. So that is well on your way to the third, I almost said prescription baby. Subscription baby. Every 9 months is a subscription baby. So at 27 months, I don't know when prescription babies happen, but hopefully the copay is affordable. But Tiff, yeah, you missed the explanation that I'm very concerned because as of last stream, I'm pretty sure that Fullbr is the killer and I don't want that to be true. And I am so very, very worried. But thank you so much, Tiff. I really appreciate that. Thank you. How are you? How are all of you? Have I even asked? Today's been a weird day. Like yesterday, even though it was Wednesday, felt like a Friday to me. So for me to wake up today and realize it's not the weekend was a disappointment. I'm up against Edgeworth. I have to be able to give this trial all of my focus and strength.
And you can't do that if I'm here. I'll just hold you back.
Aw. Do we have something nice to say to... No, yeah, yes. No, that's not it. I just meant I can relax and concentrate if I knew you were with Athena. You're the only one who can do it, Pearls.
All right. I'll do it then. Good luck, Mr. Nick.
Okay, and I'm guessing the reason for that, huh? What?
You're accusing my boy? How dare you, Logan? Has just a little guy.
I know, I don't want him to be the killer. Believe me, I want injustice we trust, not injustice we trust. But it's gonna be him. It's gonna be like everything fits. Everything fits last time we were going through. It's gonna be him. And it also makes sense thematically. He's bright, Blackwell's dark. You know, one's innocent, one's guilty. They could be like a buddy cop roommate type of comedy show, but thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. Also, I'm guessing the real reason why they're not going to have Pearl there is because they probably didn't have the assets to render her in 3D at that 3/4 angle. Well, I guess it'd be the same character model. Maybe hers just never looked right at 3/4 next to Phoenix on the stand. Good. Now that my mind is at ease, I'd better get ready. I'll just tidy up the evidence and take out what I don't need. Good thing I can see the future and I know what I don't need. It's time to end this nightmare that started 7 years ago. Oh, 7 years ago, my nemesis. It's always something 7 years ago. Next year, it'll be something 7 years ago again. December 20th. Just sometime after 3:11 p.m. District Court courtroom number 4. I hope it is still all a wreck. Defense, prosecution, and judge. There are even people in the gallery. The roof has been completely blown off and the walls have collapsed. But today, this ruin is my battleground. It's cool. It's like a final boss arena. Oh, look at the light go. El Clonco is on the stand over. Oh, that's gonna be Aura Blackwell. Court is now in session. All rise. Court, some facsimile thereof is now in session for the trial of Athena Sykes. Okay, I get that Phoenix has nothing better to do right now, so he can do this. Edgeworth was brought in specifically for this. Doesn't Judge Udgy have like other cases to what's the right word? Adjudicate? Is that how it works? Vera says 20, hi! When he says, I think third, actually. He says, hi, Vera and Weedle. Extremity says, courtroom revolutionnaire is Athena's song. Oh, is that the menu one? Eglin says, hello. How you doing, Eglin? Welcome. Do you have any updates on your health? Are you doing okay? Good to see you, Eglin. Queen Katie said, Ace Attorney, yeah. Weedle said, 9th, for real. Queen Katie said, also, depending on how far we get, I may be showing a YouTube clip in here tonight. If not, the next stream. It's gonna be a Fulbright being evil, isn't it? Of all the foreshadowing of him being evil, I don't want that to happen. Eglin said, haven't been on in a while, no health updates, just school update. I have 1 week to finish with my high school work so I can walk in graduation. You've got this, Eglin. I'm sorry there's no health updates, but I hope that means you're coping and managing and doing all right, but you've got this. Exterminator says, congrats. Eglin said, I have 5 classes, and so far I've done all the work for 2 of them. That's concerning, but like Exterminator says, you've got this.
Someone out there in the AA universe is called Steven Yursago. Logan, be nice to them.
Wait, it's called Steven Yursago? Wait. Steven Yursago. That means something. There's got to be a pun. Maybe it's supposed to be Stefan Yursago. I don't know if TTS girl said it right. Yursago. Huh. I will figure that out soon, Vero, but thank you so much for the 10 bits. 7 years ago. 7 years ago! Ah! There we go. It took me a minute, but I eventually got it. 7 years ago. Oh my gosh. Yes, that has to be the final boss of the final AA game. I approve of that. Okay. Court or some facsimile thereof is now in session for the trial of Athena Sykes. Hold it.
TTS 7 years ago.
Yes. Sorry, Wendy. It took me a minute to figure that out. 7 years ago. 7 years ago. I mean, why not? We've already had Dead Man, so why not? Thank you for the TTS. I appreciate it. Not a facsimile, old man. This is a proper official trial. Take this more seriously, or you'll start hearing the bones of the hostages snap. Please try not to upset Ms. Blackwell. I'm begging you. Court is now in session for the very serious and very proper trial of Athena Sykes. Just shrug. Oh, his lips look so weird. Oh, why does he look so weird? This is no trial. It's nothing more than a ridiculous farce. I'm saying this because I want to hear the snapping of bones. What did you say? Edgeworth! Did you not hear what I just said to his honor? However, this ridiculous farce has a very important meaning for our legal system. Recall the case with the what?
Bro got the blue steel face on.
Is it a little bit though? I don't think I can do that. I don't know if I can suck my cheeks in enough for the blue steel. It was like, because you got to turn into it, right? Something like that. I think. Thank you so much for the 10 bits. I appreciate that, Wendy. There's something going on with him. I do feel like he looks a little bit better at this angle, so if he doesn't move his head, if he doesn't talk, if he just stands there and looks pretty for y'all, then he's okay. Recall the case of the UR1 incident in which a prosecutor was found guilty of murder. That case ushered in the odious dark age of the law. I see what you're after. If we can find the real truth behind that case today. Precisely! The darkness will be dispelled and glory shall be restored to the legal system. Or it could provide hard evidence that there was a false conviction and that you guys really screwed up at your job. And you even said that it's only possibility they'll overturn the conviction. Blackwell might even still be executed tomorrow. And it would just be all of us knowing that he's innocent, we still kill him.
Logan S. Lonely.
Oh, is that the full name? S. Logan S. So it's S. Lonely. Thank you so much, Rukov. How you doing? Good to see you here. So Rukov, Vero, you're both here. You know what that means? Mod battle. You gotta fight it out. Whoever defeats the other gains the powers of the other. That's both for good and for bad. So duel it out. Let's see. Eglin said, I only have 2 finals too, thankfully. One not too long, and one is a research project I haven't even started on. Eglin, I love having you here. Do you need to like step away and get this work done? But you I've got this, but just don't let us stop you. Quick Katie said, yeah, I saw that trend on TikTok, lol. It says, I only knew the sign language because deaf, lol, and the help signal from a trending video thing. X-Ray says, random Transformers, check Ultra Magnus. Who is Bro and why is Bro so important? Okay, Ultra Magnus is an interesting case. So he was introduced in the 1986 Transformers movie. And spoiler, Optimus Prime dies. And he passes on leadership to Ultra Magnus, but Ultra Magnus ends up sucking at it and gives it to a different guy who becomes like the chosen one, prophesied, blah, 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 blah. I low-key hate Ultra Magnus because when they made numerous toys of him, and his original toys and some of the toys are a white Optimus Prime toy with like armor power-ups on him. And I remember when I was a kid, there was an Optimus Prime toy I really wanted for Christmas one year. And I think I didn't know the proper name for him, and I just knew he was like a really cool one. I think I called him like Ultra Optimus Prime or something like that. And my mom, very well-intentioned, found Ultra Magnus, and he looked like Optimus Prime. And so I got Ultra Magnus for Christmas. So he was always like the wrong Transformer for me. So it's not because of anything he did. He was voiced by Robert Stack, who I believe was the host of, was it Unsolved Mysteries? His most famous for the line, I can't deal with that right now. In the comics, he was much cooler, though. But okay, anyway, so that is Ultra Magnus. Let's keep going here. Prosecutor Edgeworth, you sound as if you know something of this truth. I do indeed. A new suspect has emerged in the UR1 case. For 7 years, Simon Blackwell has refused to speak in order to cover for someone else. Oh, brace yourself, Phoenix. Here it comes. I'm sorry, right. But the situation is what it is, and I must do what I must. The prosecution moves to indict Athena Sykes on the count of murder in the 1st degree. Credits. That's the end of the game. Yay, it wasn't Bobby. Oh, it's animated. It's so windy.
Regardless the circumstance, I intend to question the defendant with all I have. For that is a part of my creed.
I can't even tell if he's trying to do an accent or not.
Then you'd better bring it. If the 2 of you are ready.
Sunlight. Wait.
Court is now in session for the trial of Athena Sykes.
Your Honor, the defense was born ready.
The prosecution is also ready.
Other than Phoenix, these voices sound so wrong to me, and I don't know why. This immense tension between us. This immense sexual tension between us. It's like we're picking up right where we left off. It is my duty to clear Prosecutor Blackwell of false accusations and end this insanity. But I have no intention of losing Ms. Sykes either. She's a very promising young lawyer. She's got superpowers. All of us in my office have superpowers. It's kind of amazing. Vera said, I didn't get slammed by Judge, so I'm okay. Nice. So you didn't.
TTS unnecessary feelings attention.
Yes. Unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary tension. Thank you very much for the TTS. I appreciate that. And Vera, I'm glad that Judge didn't have to bonk you to get you up here. Xavier says, it is Ponko, girl. No, that's Clonko. Ponko is not possessed by an evil or a black will. I am headcanoning that Ponko is not threatening hostages, that she's the one robot that is just still dutifully. Wife! Old Edgeworth voice. Thank you, Tiff. Okay, I guess that means I gotta play some of the game. I gotta play the game. I know without a doubt that Athena is innocent. But I don't think Prosecutor Blackwell did it either. So, do you have any clue who was responsible for the sabotage? At the very least, I know it wasn't Simon Blackwell. I don't know enough to identify the true culprit, but it's clear what that person is. To put it simply, a spy. And it's gonna be it's gonna be Fullbright. It's gonna be I don't want to be Fullbright. I don't want to be Fullbright. The true culprit is a spy. It's going to be hard to convince anyone of that when I barely believe it myself. But I don't have any choice if I want to save Athena and Blackwell and expose the spy. Now then, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. No need for the Chief Prosecutor, bit your honor. Oh, he took his glasses off. He's like feeling nostalgic for days when his eyes did not fail him. I am here as a simple prosecutor. Very well. Your opening statement, please, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Oh, a poll just appeared. A poll just popped up in the chat. Said, who do you ship with Lonely Man Logan? Ms. Oldbag, Penny Nichols, Mikan Chiaki, or Iges? I'm gonna vote Penny Nichols because she is the only character I like, and also, well, I mean, I like Chiaki and Iges too, but they're teenagers. Who is voting for Wendy Oldbag? No, please. Although I've been known of late to give an impressive opening statement myself. In all the trials I've ever seen, only the prosecution gives an opening statement. Oh, of course, you're right. I was joking. Just having a little fun. So he wasn't doing them just out of fear. Interesting. Let's start with a brief overview of the UR1 incident. The incident occurred at the Cosmos Space Center 7 years ago on October 7th. The victim, psychologist Metis Sykes, was killed in the robotics lab on the 4th floor. Athena's mother, Simon Blackwell, a young prosecutor at the time, was found guilty of the crime. There were two deciding factors that led to his guilty verdict. One, Blackwell was the only person in the corridor to the lab at the time of the murder. We still haven't been able to watch. Why did we not stop somewhere and watch the tape? We need to see what's on the tape. It's gonna surprise us in the trial, I'm sure. Ready to come more comments in the chat though. Queen Katie said, Judgy spared you puzzles. Vera said, oh my gosh, Pearl voice, give it to me. What does that mean? Does it sound too similar to Jowd from Ghost Trick now? Eglin says, Kasane Teto is the red/pink-haired girl. She's actually not a Vocaloid, but an Utao voice bank. Okay, so is that similar to Vocaloid since it's a voice bank type of character? When he said red-haired girl is Kasane Teto, pronounced like in potato. Okay, so Tato, there we go. She's actually a Utaloid, not a Vocaloid. Okay, so you all know this, but I don't. Xavier says, how many types of Oid are there? Huh, what?
You are. One? No, I'm pretty sure I'm older than that.
Oh, what was it? Oh my gosh. I remember hearing some joke about numbers with that where it was like someone was saying, what is it? I have I have 3 kids that are, no, I have 2 kids that's under, oh crap, I can't remember, it's like 2 under 1 and, never mind, I'm gonna figure out this joke. But yes, Tiff, thank you very much. My brain just farted on my attempt to do a pun, but I appreciate the 10 bits, thank you very, very much. Okay, let's find out what's on this tape. 1.
Blackwell was the only person in the corridor to the lab at the time of the murder. And 2, this photo which captured the moment of the crime. We keep saying that's the moment of the crime, but that's like clearly after the crime. Huh?
Utao is a free software where you can make / use voice banks and produce songs, very similar to Vocaloid, but it has different voice banks than Vocaloid.
Wait, so you can make or use voice banks? Does that mean that like you or anyone in this chat could make your own voice bank? You could become basically a Vocaloid and an off-brand Vocaloid? Is that true? And thank you very much for the 10 bits. I do appreciate that, Wendy. And for the explanation. Weedle says, when you play a game, I like any of them. You don't like any of these games, Weedle? What's a game that you like, Weedle? Why aren't you going to say what the game is that you like? Quickity said, oh yeah, I should check how many cross-examines we have in the first half of this trial. And there we go, it's a tie between the poll is a tie between Wendy Oldbag and Penny Nichols, with both getting 14 votes each for 48%, with Rukop contributing 18 channel points. Thank you, whoever helped Penny Nichols come from behind in that. Although I know that Ray was it Ray on Discord just barely met Penny? And immediately distrusted her. Oh, grumble, grumble, grumble. See, like I said, that's clearly the moment after the crime. Also, hang on, is it just me? Because that's Ponko's arm, and we know that because we saw in the other photograph. Oh crap, everything's all different here. Is it here where we see the photo? Where is it that we see the photo? Oh, I think it was here. Because yeah, there we go. There's the photo with all tied up. We learned that was Athena who wrapped it up in bandages. And she like thought that she could heal it, but look there. It looks like there's blood on the stump of. Was Ponko's arm used as a murder weapon? To like clobber Athena's mom? Very incriminating evidence indeed. It would appear that the only conclusion is that Prosecutor Blackwell did indeed. Hold it! Are you kidding me? I'm not accepting any conclusion of this kind. This opening statement is over. Now hurry up and call the witness. You know what? Why do we even have Judge Udgy here? Or Blackwell seems to want to be the judge. Let her judge. Excuse me, Miss Blackwell, but we must follow proper procedure for these things, you know. Or perhaps we should heed her wishes, Your Honor. She is the trial's sponsor, after all. Besides, the courtroom is chilly, and sitting for too long can't be good for your back. Oh, you are very kind to show such concern for the welfare of the elderly. As skilled as ever at playing the court puppeteer, I see. The prosecution calls its first witness. A witness who decided to bring forth new testimony after 7 long years. New testimony? And just who is this witness anyway? Okay, it's... Oh, Fullbr! Oh, please, Fullbright. Please, Fullbright. Please, Fullbright. Please be a good guy. Please, Fullbright, be a good guy. Bobby Fullbright's the name. Injustice we trust. It's gonna be injustice. He trusts. I don't want him to be bad. He's gonna turn evil at some point. Maybe the points in the back will become like horns to look like the devil.
Okay, but why did they use the destroyed courtroom for this? Were the others used? Was it just for nostalgia? I remember 7 years ago when this room blew up. Good times.
Good question, Wendy, and thank you for the 10 bits. Okay, the explanation is that Simon Blackwell is scheduled to be executed tomorrow. So Aura Blackwell, who's speaking through the robot, has taken a bunch of hostages and is threatening to kill them unless we were to today have a fresh trial to find out if he really did do it or not. And all the other courtrooms are used. And so the only place that Phoenix could think of was the destroyed courtroom because no one is using it because destroyed. Although it's a bit of a hole in the plot because there was also the Themis Legal Academy kind of fake courtroom there. We could have gone and done it there. But so that's the logic behind it, is that this is a last minute thing. All the other courtrooms were booked, and which also, I don't know why Judge Udgy is available. But so does that make sense? And thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. Let's see what he says. Also, I'm gonna be on and off in chat because I'm PJ Sakai grinding right now. Is there another new event already? You just barely got your good ranking in the last one. Does it never stop? When do you beat the game? But either way, good luck with that. I hope it goes well. Exterminator says, my boy, why you gotta come from a boy? When he says Godfather voice, yeah, look how they massacred my boy. I hope I did that right. I've never actually seen The Godfather. I hear it's an amazing movie. I should watch it sometime. Ray says, Edgeworth looks good. Y'all are delusional. You know what? Everyone has their own taste. Maybe this is a flavor of Edgeworth that you prefer, Ray. When he was saying, bro did not say gulp. Vera says, guys, he's in his late 30s. Oh, wait, is Edgeworth in his late 30s? Huh?
Today's trial is sponsored by Aura Blackwell, who is actually sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, one of the biggest mobile role-playing games of 2019, and it's totally free. Currently almost 10 million users have joined Raid over the last 6 months, and it's one of the most impressive games in its class.
In its class with detailed models, environments, and smooth 60 frames per second animation. Thank you, Vera, for the 10 bits. I hope you're getting paid for that. So I remember a long time ago, and I even saw this on the VOD, and I never followed up on it. There was one point where I was like, I got an email about a potential sponsorship, and like, you guys won't guess who it is. I've received 2 now, emails asking if I'm interested in doing a sponsorship for Raid Shadow Legends on stream. And part of me is tempted to take it, hoping that they just like won't watch it or check to see that they'll just like make sure I did it. And maybe, who knows, maybe it's like a company from overseas that doesn't speak English. And I just want to give like the worst commercial possible for Raid Shadow Legends. And just like technically plug it, but also just like rag on the game. And you know, I can say that openly because they're not going to watch my VODs. They're not going to find out. And if they want to say, hey, we don't like that, you won't get paid. It's like, oh, well, I would have done it for the funsies. I don't know if I can. But maybe someday I will fulfill that dream. But thank you, Vera, for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. And he's 34, so he's in his mid-30s. I think you gotta be at least like 37, 38 before your late 30s. He hasn't even reached the halfway point. He's fine. Exterminator says, personally, I say yowzers. Do you say it out loud like in real life? Was that what Inspector Gadget used to say? Yowzers. Vera says, Sid, you're here at the perfect time. Exterminator says, are Pearl's eyes gray? I think we talked about that last time. I can't tell if they're gray or they might just be black, but shown in a gray so that you can see details. I'm not sure. Oh, there's Beowulf saying, hello, lonely man. Hey, Beowulf. How are you doing, Beowulf? Yeah, as I said before, I'm not happy about where this is going, but it's going there, so full steam ahead. But how you doing, Beowulf? Bobby Fulbright's the name. In justice we trust. What are you doing here? So the fact, and this again further corroborates what I was saying. He gave testimony 7 years ago. He was there. He was on the scene. He had the opportunity to do it. That's why the bomber called in the threat first. It's so it would give him an excuse to be there with the police, just like happened this time, because he was like, oh yeah, we were all there on the scene. I'm just here to speak for the hostage taker, Ms. Aura Blackwell. She said she's too busy with confining and threatening the hostages and all. It doesn't seem to stop her from constantly chiming in through Klonko with, what?
Now you have a friend in the diamond business, the Shade Company, on the
Corner of State Street and 7200 South.
Open Monday through Friday till 8, Saturday till 5, closed Sunday. Also online at shaneco.com. Oh, and Rukov goes to sleep.
Well, I don't remember them saying that in the Shane Company commercials. Thank you very much, Rukov, for the TTS. Get some sleep. I'm sure you got to be up in the morning. But you got to remember, once they added the website address, they no longer said Monday through Friday till 8. They said weekdays till 8 because they had to cut down the length of their tags. See, I pay attention to all the details of Tom Shane, the local diamond boss here in Utah that I'm sure none of you know, like what we're talking about. It's a very famous radio ad that is so dry that it is very, very memorable. But good night, Rukov. If you can't sleep, feel free to come back. You're awesome. Vero, all of the moderating duties are on your shoulders now. Abuse your power as you see fit. But thank you so much for the TTS, Rukov. Good night, sleep well. Appreciate you so much, you're awesome. I'm nothing more than an observer in this. Do your best, I'm watching you. Believing her brother innocent, Ms. Blackwell has been conducting her own investigation. And though her current actions are hardly lawful, I think we can at least hear her theory. I have here Ms. Blackwell's notes on the investigation she conducted. Okay, so Aura Blackwell is technically testifying of this stuff from 7 years ago. He's still gonna be Fulbright. And I'll be giving testimony based on these notes. Here I go! Ha-ha! Yeah! Witness testimony, it's me! Not a bad guy at all! Or a Blackwell's theory. Quote, Simon isn't the murderer, he was trying to cover for someone. Someone else was at the scene at the time they say Simon committed the murder. That's the sprite I'm talking about. At some point in the trial, he's gonna do that sprite, that thing where the lenses are all kind of reflected over, and then when he looks down, he's gonna be evil. And I'm dreading that moment. I mean, if he really was out to steal that moon rock, then why the rolling case? Because he was using it to hide someone inside, that's why. And the only person small enough to fit inside that case was Athena Sykes. So we need to prove that there wasn't a person inside that rolling case? And that's Ms. Blackwell's theory. It totally goes in the face of the official ruling, huh? About the case she mentions, there were other rolling cases like that one in the lab. But they're not for traveling, they're apparently for moving parts and equipment. And moving bodies. Okay, so we see there's 3 different sizes of them. I vaguely remember seeing 3 cases, all different sizes. At the last trial, they thought that Prosecutor Blackwell used the case to steal the rock. And they had a perfectly good reason to think that too. You see, there's a security camera in the corridor that leads to the robotics lab. And that camera captured footage of Blackwell leaving the scene with the case. Okay, this is new. I wish they would give us all the evidence before the trial so we can figure out things beforehand. I can see why that footage helped to bring his trial to a quick end. It's very convincing, that's for sure. 7-year-old video updated in the court record. Okay, so that's what's on there. It shows him leaving. I mean, there are 3 sizes. Maybe it's Orb Blackwell in there. Maybe it's Ponko in there. That case, by the way, was later discovered outside on the Space Center grounds. Speaking of after the incident, where was the defendant Athena Sykes found? She was found on the 5th floor of the Space Center in the Sykes family residence. Prosecutor Blackwell most likely brought her there after the incident. In addition, it's unknown where Miss Sykes was at the estimated time of death. Miss Sykes was too confused by the shock of her mother's death to give proper testimony, and there was no witness or evidence to tell us where she might have been. So what you're saying is Miss Sykes didn't have an alibi? That is what the evidence is saying. Yes. His lips make him look like a frog. That's what it is. He has frog lips. I don't even know what frog lips are, but he has frog lips. I understand the reasoning behind the theory, but I'm far from convinced. The victim is the accused's mother. Are you actually claiming an 11-year-old girl? Of course, the girl had a very strong motive. Dr. Sykes was a psychologist who wrote many papers about speech and emotions. You're aware of Athena Sykes' special ability, aren't you, Your Honor? Are you referring to that therapy thing? Yeah, she's done it quite a few times in court. The ability to read emotions from speech and the subject of her mother's research. I was waiting for music to come up, but it's not coming up, so we're going to read some chat because I'm probably getting farther behind. When he says, Sid, yippee! How's the PJ Sakai tearing going, Sid? Vera said, last thing we called a little guy was Itachi. We have a bad track record with our silly little guys. But no, there were others. Salazar on Resident Evil 4 was a silly little guy, and he was bad. Akechi was our silly little pancake guy. We don't do well with silly little guys. Tiff says 20, doing pretty good at about tier 8,000. Giving my finger a little break. We'll probably be at tier 20,000 tomorrow, though. Exterminate says, if 7 years ago was always important, does that imply that we're living in the 7 years ago for the future? I think so. It also implies that one time they put off doing something for 7 years and it got them behind on everything and they just never caught up. That's what I think. Let's see. Exterminates with emotes. Tiff says, good job, Logan, ... Oh, on the 7 years ago thing. Quick Kitty said, okay, so in part 1, we have 4 cross exams. Okay, so this will be the first one. And that'll be the goal, to reach, I guess, the halfway point of assuming it's halfway, the end of the first part of the trial. Tonight, I'm guessing by that point, Phoenix will have clued in that it's Fullbright. The ability to read emotions from speech and the subject of her mother's research. Well, as long as when you heard word, what's happening?
K-hate if you will, but 3D Edgeworth could pull off the DreamWorks face so well.
Well, it's because that there's so much moving parts in these 3D models. Like, he's a big man. I think so, yes. Huh?
Was Logan 7 years ago behind on chat?
That is my excuse. I am just following the lead of Ace Attorney. So that means you guys can't be mad at it anymore. Because I'm just immersed in the game, is all. But thank you, Wendy and Vera, for the 10 bits each. I appreciate it. Well, as long as it benefits society, I don't see any particular problem researching it. I don't like where this is heading. Not one bit. Dr. Sykes was so intent on her research, she forced her daughter to undergo experiments. The size of that index finger, it could go like from his chin to the back of his neck. The thing is huge. Not that the size of your index finger really matters. I mean, there are plenty of guys with average to low size middle or index fingers that they're still wonderful at pointing. Totally fine. Totally fine. And let's see. Oh, Toby is here. How you doing? Says, hi. I'm somehow awake to watch another stream live. Good to see you again. How are you? Welcome, welcome. You are here for what's sure to be a heartbreaking trial. But welcome, Toby. Quick said, maybe 3 by the time Logan reads this. Vera says, hand on glass. I miss him. Vera says to Toby, welcome. Hope you enjoy. Tiff says, we all do. Eglin said, there's 2 weeks of school left, and all of like 5 assignments per class, and most are spread throughout a week. So it's not too bad. Okay, good. So as long as you have good time management, you'll be fine. Let me read one more comment, then we'll get back into this. X-Ray says, Logan really said, be quiet, Edgeworth, and don't say a word if you want to look nice. Well, you know, he just... I think the law firm hired Edgeworth primarily to be eye candy. It's just like, hey, just sit over at that desk and smile and look pretty. Slap on the bottom. That's how he got his job. It was a very not sexist time. An Milesist, Edgeworthist period. Dr. Sykes was so intent on her research, she forced her daughter to undergo experiments. Prosecutor Edgeworth, are you seriously suggesting? Ha! I've done my best to be delicate, but even you can't deny it to be true, Mr. Wright. No longer able to withstand the anguish of the experiments, Miss Sykes felt her only choice was to kill her own mother. Okay, here's one thing that is, I think, very accurate about this Edgeworth sprite. You can see he uses eyeliner. Guyliner, sorry, that's a thing, right? Look, because no man's under eyelid is naturally that dark. He is eyelinering. Ah! Hubba, wow, Edgeworth is hot. Order in the court. What a tragic story. I hardly want to believe it myself. But we must proceed. Mr. Wright, if you could. Detective Fullbr, please refer to the notes. Yay. Cross-examination begins. So we'll be able to, we'll save, because we always save right before cross-examination or a Blackwell's theory. And by the way, this 45 minutes already. I have accomplished nothing so far, but we are going to save our game. Keep staggering these saves. This is not gonna go well. I'm dreading any progress we make. I am so upset with where this is gonna go. Vera says to Rukov, laughing. Tiff says, mod battle. Oh, and let's see. Oh, Vero defeated Rukov. Vera says, puzzle sweep. Rukov says, grats. Exterminator says, you low-key hate him? Vera says, Logan beefing. Exterminator says, and ever since that day, yes! Yes! Vera says to Rukov, thank you. Exterminator says, Logan rued the name of Ultra Magnus. Indeed. And Diddy says, hey, Logan, how you doing? I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Diddy? One more comment, we'll get back in the game. Queen Katie said, you know what hurts about this trial? Edgy thought he killed his dad, and now he's seeing it with Athena. Oh, I didn't even make the connection with that parallel. You know what, then? I think we already have one magic sidekick. I mean, Edgeworth has a ninja sidekick, but I don't think she's magic. Did Kay Faraday have any magic powers? We should give Athena to him. Are we gonna do a trade? I mean, we can like swap Athena for Kay Faraday. It'll be like a sidekick exchange program, something like that. Simon isn't the murderer. He was trying to cover for someone. Hold it. So Prosecutor Blackwell willingly accepted a death sentence to protect someone else? Yes, that is precisely what Ms. Blackwell appears to believe. I still think that's the case, but I don't think it was Athena. I think it was Aura Blackwell somehow, and she just still doesn't even know about it. And that is what I believe as well. Prosecutor Blackwell is no murderer, Mr. Wright. But Athena Sykes certainly didn't kill anyone either, Mr. Edgeworth. Hey, don't call him Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth is his dad, who's dead. Yes. So it appears neither of us can afford to go easy on the other. Fine, I expect no less. I do like that this is also interesting because, like, in a way, Edgeworth is kind of also a defense attorney because he's trying to protect Blackwell to get the heat off of him. It's nice. I kind of like it. Oh, I remember this tense atmosphere. It's so invigorating. Kiss already. I'm only reading notes here, but yeah, I feel extra invigorated too, so let's keep going. Ha ha! Gotta keep pressing every statement. Someone else was at the scene at the time they say Simon committed the murder. But that's just speculation. What?
Perfect. Hello, edgy boy.
Crystal, welcome, welcome. How are you doing, Crystal? And thank you for saying boy instead of boo. That's like one letter difference. So thank you, Crystal. Welcome back. Except it's gonna be sad. I feel bad repeating this over and over again. But since you got here, Crystal, it's gonna be Fulbright. The murderer is gonna be Fulbright. I don't want to be Fulbright, but it's gonna be Fulbright. Yes, Edgeworth is back, looking a little worse for wear, a little older, a little more froggy lipid. Let's see. Oh, I read that. Vera said, I hate his voice. Wait, which one? Which one? Phoenix or Edgeworth? Edgeworth, there's something up with it. Like I said, I couldn't even tell if he was trying to do an accent or not. It just, and I've got no problem with him, with Kaito. He's a good voice actor. He plays lots of great characters. But in this, something a bit odd. Vera said, I don't know why. When he said, woo, Sam Riegel yapping. Eglin said, I used to like Danganronpa, specifically Shuichi Saihara. My mother got me an Izuku Midoriya plush and an RM Funko Pop for Christmas? Good enough. Wait, RM Funko Pop. Who's RM? RM Funko Pop. So are you saying that, like, Izuku Midoriya filled the Shuichi Saihara hole in your heart? Eklund. Vera said, wait, no gallery? No, there's a gallery. Vera said, no hubbub.
TTS Erm is a member of BTS,
Me, Paul,
I think.
and Sid were laughing at how Kyle Hebert made Edgeworth's objection sound like a 70-year-old man.
Oh, I gotta pay attention to it the next time he says objection. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. Thank you very much for the 10 bits, Wendy. I appreciate the heads up on that. What was Crystal saying? All right. Oh, it's a member of BTS. Oh, that reminds me. Okay, I need to show you guys something that weirded me the heck out. I am sorry. If you're lurking, I'll be back in like 20 seconds. I promise. But I need to show you guys this. Hang on. Earbuds are out. I won't be able to hear anything. I'll be right back. Just give me, like, count to 20. I'll be right back. I'm back! Has it been 20 seconds? I'm back! How close was my estimate to reality? Okay. Yeah. Okay, I need to show you this because you guys were talking about BTS. So I went grocery shopping the other day and I got some cereal, as I do, and I was like, you know what I feel like? I feel like Cookie Crisp. Look what's on the box of Cookie Crisp. There's like, it's like a K-pop guy. It says his name is Youngjung. I hope I'm saying that right. From Tomorrow Together, and on the back of the box, you just a cutout of him. You can cut it out. Has a little cardboard stand, dashed lines, and it says, of this cutout of this K-pop singer guy, it comes with a warning. Warning: to be used under the direct supervision of an adult. And it says, have an adult help cut out the pieces. That's what it's talking about. But I like to think it just means that kids only use this cutout of this K-pop star under the supervision of an adult. So, that's the thing. It's even weirder than the Reese's Puff cereal having Goku on it. But yeah, so talking about BTS. That just reminded me of that. So anyway, back to the game. And I hope that I was close to 20 seconds. Somebody should have timed that. I hope somebody did time that. No, Ms. Blackwell has proper grounds for her claims.
Objection!
That's a Sam Riegel objection. Then why didn't you say so in the first place?
Objection!
Oh, yeah, he is doing like an
Objection!
You're right, Wendy.
Objection! I'm Edgeworth now. You're the one who screamed, "Hold it!" and cut me off. Fly, you fools! Ah, the Balrog fighting. I am now Edgeworth the White.
I don't approve. I do not approve. You're the one who screamed, "Hold it!" and cut me off. Fine, so maybe I jumped the gun by a teeny weeny bit. You're like an old married couple. I agree with the judge. Just kiss. Now I know what they mean when they say close enough to argue. Moving on. I mean, if he really was out to steal that moon rock, then why the rolling case? Hold it! This rolling case. I suppose you mean the one that existed in the photo with Prosecutor Blackwell in it? Okay, so is this gonna somehow... Okay, so this shows that the time frame that it was still... I don't know what this is supposed to show. Oh, and there's one missing in that picture. I didn't even realize that. But was absent when the crime scene photos were taken? Yes, that's the one. And Ms. Blackwell has drawn a conclusion from these two photos, so we know it was the largest of the three, yeah? She has? Oh, and what is that conclusion? Surely it's not that I'm a bad guy. You're the one with her notes. Oh, right, of course, reading them now, so why the rolling case? Oh boy. Because he was using it to hide someone inside. That's why. Let me read a few more comments in the chat. It's gonna go bad soon. I can just sense it. Everything is awful. Quick Katie says, how scandalous. Action Reyes, just doing a command there. Quick Katie says, Edgy squinting his eyes during the trial. : Hey, I'm blind. Is it contacts or he just dumb? I think he just took off his glasses. Maybe they're just reading glasses. I'd like to think they're bifocals. Those are focals that go both ways. Quick Kitty said, Logan, we did see the tape, the one where he had the sword and the poor robot arm in the front. No, that's different. That is different. I maintain that is different. Okay, can't show it now, but I'll show it in a second. In fact, yeah, I'll just hit press, and that'll let us show the court record. That is a photo. The photo was taken by a journalist who is nearby, and that's this one right here. Taken inadvertently, it became conclusive evidence on Blackwell's trial 7 years ago. So it was from outside. You can see the window here. The security tape is this thing, which up until now we weren't able to see because we were told about it. I think. Who was it that had it? I think it might have even been Fullbr who had it, but he just said like he didn't have it with him, and so we weren't able to watch it, and so Edgeworth brought it here to the trial. So his video showing the corridor to the crime scene, Blackwell was the only one to pass through at the time, so it was updated a minute ago. So this is the first time that we've actually seen what's on it. So, yeah, I do pay attention to sometimes. And Vera with the lurk, thank you for the lurk, Vero! We'll see you when you get back. Vera says breakfast. Oh, can you bring some? I had dinner, but it wasn't the healthiest. I could go for some breakfast foods. X-Ray says, this is Ace Attorney. Why would we look at the tape/evidence before the trial? You would think, I mean, how long has Phoenix been doing this? Granted, he spent a lot of time as a pianist with a T, but why? And Quick K says, eat wild, Vero. X-Ray says, that song from Lazy Town, we are number one. Oh, the poor actor who played Robbie Rotten. Makes me sad to think about it. I'm glad though that went viral like before he died, and so we could see like how much people still loved him so much. Okay, and how do you propose he hit a person inside one of those cases? Fold them in half. Have you forgotten that we just saw such a thing only the other day? At your own daughter's magic show, she fit a grown person into a small box and several items in panties. Why, right? Why are you letting your daughter use panties in her show? Oh, yeah. Oh, way to ruin the memory of a good day. A magic show? I wish you would have thought to invite me. Also, you know what this means? Canonically, Phoenix called up Edgeworth and invited him to watch Trucy's magic show, and Edgeworth came to it. They spend time outside of work hanging. They hang out, like for real. But it's sad they didn't invite Judgy. I think the three of them would be a fun hangout. I would if the three of them were getting together for like dinner or something like that. I'd want to be there. It's just sad that Gumshoe wasn't with them though. A magic show? Oh, I wish you would have thought to invite me. Actually, I would have liked to go too. Okay, tell you what, Fulbright. If you've never done a murder, you can come with us to the next one, okay? My apologies. I'll invite you both next time, I promise. So, wait a minute. What are we talking about again? Prosecutor Blackwell was using the case to hide someone. So far, I'm not really seeing anything to contradict, huh? What?
They hung out in the way two separated parents go to their child's recital because she wants them both there.
I would like to think that in a weird way, they have like an unofficial custody battle for Trucy because they obviously don't live together. But I do think that I bet Edgeworth has probably had to babysit Trucy. I think we talked about this last time, and kids probably love Edgeworth even though he's not crazy about kids. So Jorge, how are you doing though? Thank you so much for the 10 bits. How are what?
I had to bypass a lot of stuff, but pull up.
Oh, there's a poll. There's a poll. Thank you, Vera, for the 10 bits and for the poll. And yes, Jorge, how are you doing? How's your week going? Okay, let's check out what this poll is. What was the craziest Miles said in court? Oh, I see. I had to censor it because of the poll stuff. So 11-year-old ended her mom. Adrian medical history. I don't care if you die to Adrian. Updated autopsy. Unnecessary feelings. Well, I think technically the unnecessary feelings were in the defendant lobby right afterward, but that totally still counts. I think it'd be I'm gonna vote the I don't care if you die to Adrian. Was it Adrian Andrews? Was that her last name? I just remember that we gave her a vaguely Sylvester Stallone voice. The voice is already getting tired. Bill says, also to Vero, the quote, since you're finally here for AA. Wait, which quote? Which quote? Queen Katie said, technically we could use sounds from you and make you a utiloid. I'm worried about that. Okay. And the only person small enough to fit inside that case was Athena Sykes. Hold it. Huh. But that's nothing more than conjecture, and it's hardly the only possibility. I could stuff Edgeworth in a case. Believe me, we've tried. In that case? What do you think Prosecutor Blackwell had in that case? I think it was the moon rock!
Objection!
That he was stealing it. It's better than murder. There were 3 cases at the scene, but Prosecutor Blackwell used the largest one. The moon rock was egg-shaped and only about 8 inches in diameter. It wouldn't have made any sense to use the largest case there to just move that rock.
Objection!
Objection! Be that as it may, it doesn't prove Miss Sykes was inside. Then let me ask you this. Can you come up with a better theory of what was in the case? Well, Mr. Wright, can you? Oh, crap, I'm gonna be asked, and I'll lose hit points. I gotta save. Let's see. Yikes! Give a guy some time to think. It's better than yipes. Let's see. Should I try to bluff my way through what could have been in the case? I mean, obviously bluffing is the more interesting thing. So yeah, bluff away, bro. I know exactly what Prosecutor Blackwell carried from the scene. I just have to find something else that was missing, right? No sweat. Ooh, I'd be very interested in hearing your theory. If it's true, that is. This is a crime scene photo taken after Prosecutor Blackwell left, correct? Okay, so there's the sword, the bloody sword. That could possibly be it, right? Let's check our court record and compare those photos some more. So we have, it could be a sword. We don't see a sword in his hand. It also could be the coat over there, because where was the one that we saw the crime scene, right? This is before, and this is afterward. Okay, so there's the katana that's there, that's missing. What else was on the shelf over there? Oh, nothing. Katana, or whatever was there. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to point it out. I'm gonna lose hit points. This is a crime scene photo taken after Prosecutor Blackwell left, correct? All we have to do is compare this with this photo of Prosecutor Blackwell to see what's missing. Wait, we compare these two photos? Okay, with swords in both of them. If he took something with him, then it should be in one of these photos. Lady Luck, don't fail me now. Ponko's arm, maybe? All right then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. What did Prosecutor Blackwell take from the scene of the murder? Okay, so I guess this means that at the scene of the crime, I was wrong about the sword, because this is when they found it. The sword is laying on the ground, so it wasn't that. Oh, okay, so here's that's the box. That's the box. So it's gonna be Ponko's arm. Yeah, okay. And maybe this thing in there too. We'll say Ponko's arm. What did Prosecutor Blackwell take from the scene of the murder? Ponko's arm? Present?
Take that!
Please notice, there we go, that there is a robot part on top of the cart in this photo. Oh, and the poll is done, and a tie is between Adrian medical history and updated autopsy report, both with 22 votes each, and Crystal contributing 430 channel points. That Edgeworth. Boy, howdy. Dad Edgeworth. Okay, let's keep playing till we get some music again, then I'll read some more in the chat. Please notice that there is a robot part on top of the cart in this photo. However, in this photo taken after the crime, the robot part is gone. Same with the screwdriver in front of it and the weird thing coming out of the box. Huh. In other words, this part is something that was taken from the scene of the crime. I'm assuming it's because that if we look at that photo, as I said before, if we check this out, wait, where is it? No, not this one. Okay, the text is going to be in the, oh, it's not in the way. There's that stain right there. That is probably blood. So maybe it's like sharp and pointy, and that's what she was stabbed with, really. And so he took that away to get rid of the real weapon, had used that knife or the katana in order to implicate himself. So something like that. In other words, this part is something that was taken from the scene of the crime. Oh, you do appear to be right. I don't see it in the second picture. But it's just a piece of junk. Don't say that about Ponko. Okay, I take it back. Fullbr can die. How important could it be? Is it really just an insignificant robot part? Speaking of which... What are you looking at? I'm gonna start charging for each glance per eyeball. Stingy. What happened to the age of free previews? What does that mean? What is he wanting a preview of from Aura Blackwell? Ahem, Your Honor! About this robot part. Doesn't it look like it could be an arm from that robot there? No, it's orange. Well, now that you mention it, it does, doesn't it? But the case is still too big to be practical for just a moon rock and a robot arm. But was it really just the one arm that was in there? Was it Ponko in her entirety? If it wasn't Athena in the case, then maybe, I believe there was another robot at the scene that looks just, crap, Ponko's the murderer? Did Fullbr use Ponko to commit the murder? That looks just like the one here. Your Honor, it is the defense's assertion that it was this other robot that was in the case. There's more than one robot? Hubba, please don't be Ponko. Objection. We can't be certain that part belonged to a robot. It could have been human. A very thin, emaciated, metal human. It could have been the Steel Samurai. Weedle says, Costume Quest 1 and 2. I keep forgetting about it. I do have them because I got them with the money that you gave me that one time. X-Ray says, are you talking about the 3 daughters riddle? Quote, A says, I have 3 daughters. The product of their ages is 72. The sum is the number of the house across the street. B says that isn't enough information. A then replies, I forgot the oldest one likes chocolate. Wait, what?
I think it's Macho Tobe. Wait, wrong game.
Macho Tobe. Oh, I forgot about all that. Wow. I have forgotten so many of these names from previous games that we played. Tobai. Yes. Well, you know what? He had to be transported up to the top of the stage somehow. He was just a little guy. He fit inside of things. So thank you, Vera, for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. Hang on, I gotta have a sip of water. I don't know why I'm so thirsty tonight. Maki Tobai. I forgot about that kid. Okay, so Extremius was saying, A says, I have 3 daughters. The product of their ages is 72. The sum is the number of the house across the street. B says that isn't enough information. A then replies, I forgot. The oldest one likes chocolate. What are the ages and why is the need for the last line? Wait, hang on. Is that like a real riddle, Extemporaneous, or is that like a parody of riddles? Because it sounds like a parody of riddles. Because if that is real, let me copy that down into my text file over here that I use mainly for raid suggestions. Because if that's a real riddle, I want to solve that. It sounds like a parody riddle, so I'm not gonna like invest a lot of thinking power in it if that's the case. Rukov says, costume quests are better than they have any right to be. Extremia says, trial sponsor, what is this, the Hunger Games? Rukov says, worse, Japanifornia. Extremia says, bro, it's aesthetic. Giving post-apocalyptic vibes. Actually, I guess it does match the Hunger Games after all. Queen Katie said, they were all used up, so Maya saved the day and inspired Wright to pick this one. Extremities with some emos. Tiff says, you've never seen The Godfather? I say, having never seen the movie either, yes. High five, Tiff. It's one of those movies I should have seen. I don't really have any good excuse, but I want to. I just haven't gotten around to. There's so many movies I need to see though, but yes, Tiff. Thank you for both accusing me and backing me up on that. Okay, let's see. We can't be certain that part belonged to a robot. Yes, it looks like the arm of the one before us, but it could be something else entirely. Besides, it's wrapped entirely in bandaging, making it difficult to verify what it is. Objection! I got a photo of a robot with an arm and band-aids. I know for a fact that it is a robot arm. I can even tell which robot it belonged to just by looking at it. With this information, we can investigate whether it was there at the time or not. But hang on a sec, in the photo of Blackwell, you can see the orange color. There's only one orange robot. Why are we, even without the bandage stuff there? We can investigate whether it was there at the time or not. But Mr. Wright, I thought you were more of the technologically illiterate type. Phoenix Wright doesn't know how a robot works to know how a robot loves. When did you become such an expert? I feel somehow abandoned. Not to worry, Your Honor. I still know next to nothing about machines. But I know this piece of evidence proves which robot arm that arm belonged to. Okay, so hang on. Is it... Where do we have that photograph? Is it in the pamphlet? No, where? No, it's not. Crap. Which thing shows it? It's this, right? The Hat 1 exhibit. There we go. Hat 1 exhibit. That thing. That thing. Present! The robot in this picture is named Ponko. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever met. But take a look at Ponko's arm. It was Miss Sykes who bandaged it up like that. She must have thought that machines heal in the same way that people do. Oh, she's stupid. She's dumb. She would have killed her mom not knowing that she even did it. Guilty. What an adorable, naive mistake. It reminds me of my own grandchild. He's a murderer too. Guilty. The robot arm at the crime scene had the same bandaging wrapped around it. In other words, this robot arm could belong to none other than Ponko! Hubbub, I love Ponko too! Order in the court, order I say, Prosecutor Edgeworth, what do you have to say to this? I love her too. It's the only woman Edgeworth could ever love. Let's see, Extemporaneous says, imagine an Aura gaming stream? It'd be intense. She would rage quit. Queen Katie says, oh yeah, I just tried out a new game today, AFK Journey, and it really does live up to the name of Away from Keyboard Journey. I've seen some ads for that. Like, I was getting spammed on social media ads for it, so is it actually good then, it sounds like? Vera said, do it, laughing. Weedle says, if you do give it, oh my goodness, that'd be hilarious. Wendy says, is it good? Downloaded it because one of my friends at work is hyping it up. Queen Katie said, so far it's pretty neat. It lagged quite a bit at first when I started it, but after some tweaking, it's all good. There's a bunch of people saying goodnight to Rukov from Extemporaneous, Vero, Queen Katie, and Vera says, yipes! I hope chat will be on emotes only, or won't be on emotes only mode. I think only Clam ever does that. Hang on, did I finish this water? Okay. Let's play a little bit more. I got my next water already. I'm worried because I'm like, not even halfway through the stream, but I'm halfway through my water already.
I concede that the robot is about the same size as a child. But it cannot grab its knees and curl itself up into a ball. Even if it was the largest of the cases, the robot couldn't have possibly fit in there.
Is it going to be that she was torn apart in pieces? Did Blackwell dismember sweet, wonderful, beautiful Ponko?
Yeah, the case does come up to about mid-thigh on Prosecutor Blackwell. I see your point. The robot is much taller than that.
They've got me there. So then, did Prosecutor Blackwell make Ponko fit in the case by compacting, dismantling her? Hang on, I'm gonna save just in case, because this seems too obvious, and I don't want to lose hit points for just me being dumb. Dismantling her. Of course Ponko would fit. All Prosecutor Blackwell had to do was dismantle her. Once taken apart, the robot could have easily fit inside that rolling case. It appears to be a robot assembling device.
Disassemble anything in a flash. Push the dismantle button. That sounds pretty neat. Can I push it, Mr. Nick?
It sounds rather violent, but Mr. Wright does have a point there. Let's all go there. Let's dismantle each other. It can be fun. I gotta read some more in the chat, though. Exterminator says, you wouldn't. Queen Katie said, I have faith in this chat. Vero says, yes, I would. Queen Katie said, even then, can't you do that yourself, Vero? Vero says, tee-hee. Oh, there we go. It's emotes only. Well, there we go. Tiff saying, no, see, VIPs can do it. And Vero's like, gosh, dang it, VIPs. Tiff with a keyboard slam. Wendy going, Exterminator saying, potato. Vero said, plan failed. Tiff says, you cannot silence us. Wendy says, re-downloading Persona 4 Golden right now. I missed the game. I missed the characters from that one so much. I do still think Persona 5 was a better game overall, like the dungeon mechanics and a lot of things were better, but I miss the characters in Persona 4 Golden. And Vera says, please say hi to Yosuke for me. And Exterminator says, mission failed. Tiff says, say hi to Yosuke, Kanji, and Naoto for me. Say hi to Chie for me. Tiff says, I miss my P4G team. Okay, let's keep going here.
Objection.
Except that there was a body on the table where the robots are dismantled and assembled. There would be no room to take the robot apart.
Objection!
Objection! Why do you keep saying robot instead of robot? But what if it wasn't done on the table? What if the katana was used? You mean the sword? Yes, Your Honor, Ms. Blackwell, I'd like your opinion as a woman of science. Huh? Isn't it true that the katana could have been used to take the robot apart? I suppose so. Their joints aren't made of a very tough material. A blade could slice through them. Thank you for your expert opinion, Ms. Blackwell. Thanks to you, we now know that the existence of the severed arm in this photo proves that Ponko was taken apart. So that's why there's blood on the stump there of Ponko. So the question is, because I think we said that is Metis Sykes' blood, right? The weapon used in the murder, it belonged to the victim. The victim's blood was found only on the blade. So we're gonna find out that it was also on the arm? Somehow? In addition, since the rest of Ponko was not found at the scene, we can conclude that the true meaning of this photo is very different from the original interpretation. So that means that Blackwell killed Ponko. I mean, Ponko comes back to life, so that's nice. But Blackwell killed Ponko. You can't mean! That's exactly what I mean. This photo does not capture the moment of the murder. It is instead a picture of the moment after the robot was sliced apart. The blood you see where the arm was cut off was transferred there by the bloody katana. Most likely, the rest of Ponko is scattered around Prosecutor Blackwell's feet. Why? Why, game? Not hearing this. I don't want to hear it either. In fact, I'm going to read some chat. Vera says Kermit Edgeworth. Okay, I would approve more if Edgeworth's face was a full-on like flip-top Muppet, like kind of a thing. X-Ray says, oh, it's a would you rather, number 159. Would you rather be 11 feet tall or 9 inches tall? I mean, given the options, 11 feet, I mean, that's not ideal. You're probably gonna have lots of health complications, won't live a full life, but 9 inches? There's so much you won't be able to do. That's less than a foot, that's like this big. I mean, you won't be able to reach like any doorknobs. You won't be able to get, I mean, you'll only be able to wear like toddler clothes. Yeah, like probably 11 feet tall, I would think. Xavier says, why Logan Edgeworth cosplay when? There is a clip. If you go searching through the clips on my channel, there's a clip of me doing a kind of, what do we call it? Like a desktop cosplay? Well, what do you call when it's just stuff that you find lying around cosplay of Edgeworth? I did it once. Not hearing this. Ha! Therefore, what was transported in that case was not the defendant, but a robot. Oh, another poll just appeared. Is it the same Ponko? If you dismantle, oh, is this a Ship of Theseus question? Where if you take a piece of Ponko off and replace it with another piece of Ponko?
Closet cosplay.
That's what is closet cosplay. Thank you, Wendy. I couldn't remember the proper term. I don't remember because I think most of it was like pieces of paper that I found. One thing I think was a piece of clothing. But yes, I'd have to go back and check. That's been like 2 years, 3, I think 2 years. 2 years. Wendy, thank you so much for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. And we know technically the in-universe explanation is the Ponko and Klonko and all of them, their brains are on a server and they're transmitted. But I will just vote she will always be Ponko. But yeah, that's totally a Ship of Theseus type of a philosophical question. Therefore, what was transported inside that case was not the defendant, but a robot. Miss Sykes never was at the scene of the crime at the time of the murder. Whoa! Whoa, Klonko! My head, my body, where am I? I don't even know what to say to that. Hubbub, hubbub, hubbub. We just saw that robot die and come back to life. Order in the court. It's true that Ponko was found in pieces after the murder, and I'll admit I repaired her myself afterwards. Thank you, Aura. Photo of the crime scene updated in the court record. Okay, now it says photo shows Blackwell taking the robot apart. There's a blood stain on the end of the robot's arm. That's still awful. Still so morbid. Oh boy, when he says, okay, that shocked sprite in 3D is so ugly on Phoenix. Yeah, I do think, of the sprites I've seen, because we of course played the HD remaster, but whenever you guys have posted stuff with like the original sprites, I think they're the most charming of the bunch. I'm not as big a fan of the 3D ones. Quick Katie said Kay had technology that we still don't have. I think he's good. So she's like a Batman, no actual superpowers, just technology. And Crystal doing quote number 84. Oh, an underground military base. Okay, that's better than poop water. Persona 3 Reload, May 1st, 2024. And Extemporaneous says, ooh woo. Okay, let's keep playing, then I'll read some more in the chat here. Yes, I'm finally making some progress. Hopefully, I've gotten at least one more step closer to proving both Athena and Prosecutor Blackwell innocent. Objection. Oh, I don't think we've seen him do that in 3D yet. Well played, Mr. Wright. You've made your point abundantly clear. I concede that it wasn't the defendant inside the rolling case, but the robot. All right, what's going on here? It's never good when he plays things this straight. I prefer it when Edgeworth plays things gay with me. Does the prosecution withdraw its claim that the defendant was carried from the scene? No, Your Honor, my claim hasn't changed.
Objection!
But Ponko and Miss Sykes couldn't have both been inside that case. Objection. The notion that the case was used to carry Miss Sykes was Ms. Blackwell's theory. I have been of a different opinion from the outset. Now I finally have the opportunity to voice my theory. Oh, no. Oh. You know what, Wendy, he's like almost already doing the DreamWorks face. He just needs more of a smirk. Thanks to the defense. Okay, so something we've said helped Edgeworth's case. Maybe it's because we've established that it was indeed blood on the katana. And we're gonna say he was disposing of... Well, no, because he thinks it wasn't Blackwell. Edgeworth, he's been one step ahead of me this whole time. In that case, how do you propose the defendant left the crime scene? Simple.
The footage only shows Prosecutor Blackwell from behind. What's more? Wait, why does that have... Are we gonna say that she's like strapped to his chest? That he's carrying her in his left arm? That's her disguised as... where is he going with this? Are we gonna say that that's like Ponko's legs and Athena sitting on top? What is happening here? What's more, he's holding his arm in front of his body as if he were holding something or someone. So, but she was 11. You can't like just cradle an 11-year-old and hide like that. Even a tiny 11-year-old. Oh, the poll is done. She will always be Ponko 1 with 79% of the vote, and Queen Katie contributing 120 channel points. Okay, maybe he's like holding... Edgeworth is gonna say he's holding Ponko's parts and Athena is still in the case, huh?
Why did he take off his glasses? The way he's squinting his eyes throughout the whole thing is like he can't even see Phoenix.
It's because he can't bear to look at Phoenix. Too many unnecessary feelings if he sees him.
Or maybe he just thinks that Phoenix is more attractive if he's blurry or something. I don't know. I don't think we even got to see an animation of him taking off the glasses. They just vanished. But thank you for the 10 bits. But okay, I defy any of you to find an 11-year-old child that you could hold in the way that Edgeworth is describing that would be completely obscured from behind this footage. And also keep in mind, this in-universe is not just a photograph. This is supposed to be video footage of him moving. You would see like a corner of the kid peeking out from behind him. That's hardly evidence. I have proof. The surcoat Prosecutor Blackwell was wearing.
I always check surcoats. The victim's blood was found on the front of it, and the stain has a highly distinctive shape.
It's gonna be like the shape of tiny little kid hands or something?
A blood stain with a distinctive shape. Please continue, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I would have. Why did you repeat back what I said? 7 years ago, the defendant was known to constantly wear a certain item.
Oh, these things. So it's gonna be a... Okay, so let's accept Edgeworth at face value here that somehow Prosecutor Blackwell could have been carrying an 11-year-old child in that photograph. Maybe Athena wasn't, because for Athena, when she saw the flashback, there was a whole thing with her standing in a pool of blood. She saw Blackwell there with his katana, and it was all bloody. So Athena definitely was there. So it sounds like he was removing Athena from the crime scene. And when he was swinging around the katana, it was probably to get the blood on it to get himself suspected. What's the right word for that? To put blame on himself, to take the blame. So the question is, does Blackwell think Athena did it? Or does he just think that she would have been blamed and someone else did it? Because he was chasing this phantom of 7 years ago. So I think he thinks someone else did it. Someone was framing Athena. He messed with the evidence to put blame on himself to protect Athena. I think. Let me read some more comments in the chat. Crystal says, it's not gonna be Fullbright. Trust, Christ, I wanna trust Crystal. I wanna believe. Vera says, stop accusing him, Logan. I wanna believe. Crystal says, injustice, we trust. And Extempore, see, look, when you do the hashtag, it's injustice. We trust. Extempore says, salute Fullbright is my homie. I mean, he's such a good guy. Can we just agree after this that even if he's convicted, it's not a real trial, still execute Blackwell, and then we get to keep our Fullbright. Extreme is doing a daddy command, Tiff doing injustice we trust hashtag, and another daddy command. Okay, let's keep going.
Of which there is only one in the world, a special pair of headphones made just for her.
She always wore these big, heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her as part of her research.
Analysis showed the bloodstain to be in the exact same shape as these headphones. In other words, this was no mere blood splatter. The blood went from the victim's body to the headphones and then was imprinted onto Prosecutor Blackwell's coat like a stamp. A most gruesome stamp indeed. Blackwell carried Ms. Sykes, who had been hit by splatter, away from the crime scene. This proves that Athena Sykes was, without question, present at the crime scene. Doesn't prove she did the murder, I'm just saying. Sorry, I need some more water. And Eglin was saying, RM from BTS. When he says, kind of bad, I hate to admit it. Weedle says, what's the Sigma? When he says, what the Sigma? Tiff says, I remember that. It's so bad. Wait, what? Tiff was counting 1, 2, 3. Crystal says, what does RM from BTS remind him of? Tiff says 4. Crystal says 5. Tiff says 5. Weedle says 7. Tiff says 6. Weedle says 9. Crystal says 10. When he says 31 seconds, did I go over? Somebody says freedom. Weedle says, it has been 42. I was counting the whole way. That was not that long. Somebody says 99. 1,023. Tiff says 63, Weedle says 832, Tiff says 21, Extemporary says -3, Tiff says 85, 72, Extemporary says Logan, secret BTS fan confirmed, Tiff says 11037, and Crystal says Youngjun, did I say the name right? Youngjun? Is that it? And Weedle says 2 to the 8th times pi. Okay, let's keep going here. And that concludes the prosecution's argument. Wait for the whole trial? Okay.
BTS Yeonjun.
Yeonjun. I've been having to learn. I don't know how to pronounce Korean names. I just finished watching the first season of Solo Leveling, and that was so tricky because like I had the captions on, and the spelling doesn't match how I would imagine the names being pronounced. So it was a bit tricky. I did enjoy Solo Leveling, and I think the new season's starting up pretty soon. The new season of My Hero Academia, I think, starts this week, like in a few days, something like that. So yes. But yeah, concludes prosecution's argument, so Edgeworth is not allowed to say anything else. We're done. Ah! Hubbub, the prosecution rests so early? Order! If the defendant was indeed at the scene, it deepens the suspicion against her. Objection! But we've also shown that the robot was there at the scene as well. Objection! I hope you're not making the ridiculous claim that a simple robot was the real murderer. Why must Phoenix suspect Ponko? I don't really think that, no, but you can't say the possibility isn't there. Detective Fulbright, was the robot questioned at the time? No, I don't see any record of it. I believe it was considered unrelated to the case. Or are we gonna call Ponko to the stand? But as it turned out, the robot was actually integrally related. Your Honor, the defense would like to call Ponko to the stand. Please don't suspect Ponko. A robot witness? It's less weird than the time we had a ghost, or a parrot, or a walkie-talkie. Hubba, what is this sham of justice? Order in the court! Prosecutor Edgeworth, what do you think about this? Mr. Wright has called all manner of witnesses to the stand over the years. Thank you for the context. So why not a robot? Certainly nothing surprises me anymore with him. Very well, I will allow the witness. Bailiff, please summon a robot named Ponko! See, she's even more beautiful than I remember. See Crystal saying to Tiff laughing, Crystal saying 89 out of 70. X-Ray says, you should just put the cutout on the camera? A young June stream? Should we do that? Instead of a VTuber, I can have a cardboard tuber and just be this. And like whenever he talks, I'll just like bounce him up and down. And we're like, hey guys, welcome to the stream. I'm a Korean K-pop singer. We're gonna play a game today. It's called Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Oh, I love it so much. Look, you can see hearts exploding out of my head. La da 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 da. Is that what'll get the viewers? Witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is not Witness. My name is Ponko. Oh, I love her so much. I love her so much. Yes, I realize that. But when you are at the witness stand, you are the witness. No, I'm not. I'm Ponko. Say it with me, Ponko. Say it, Edgeworth! Say it, Edgeworth! What an utterly inflexible little robot. Say Ponko. Say Ponko. Say it like you love it, Edgeworth. You're the last person who should be calling anybody inflexible. Oh, you remind me of my grandchild who just learned his own name. Oh, how precious. Like I said before, though, he is a murderer. His execution is tomorrow as well. All right, Ponko, I'm going to ask you some questions. Questions? You have questions? Hooray! What are your questions? See, how can you not love Ponko? Oh, and another poll just came up. Would you be willing to attend jury duty if it's like AA? Yes. Says no. It'll be tiring. I'm trying to remember. I think I got summoned. I got a summons for jury duty one time. But then like the trial got canceled or something, so I didn't end up having to go in. I have been a witness at a trial before. In fact, one of the quotes in our list of quotes is all about that. I want to know if you were there at the scene of the murder of Metis Sykes. It was 7 years ago, on the 7th of October, around 2 p.m. in the robotics lab. Those are statements, not questions. You said you would like to know that, but did not ask me. I cannot answer. Certainly, just one moment. Searching data. Search complete. Yes, I was there in the robotics lab. What? Oh, she's on orange boxes. Did you see that? She was on 2 crates of orange boxes. Because she's so tiny. I didn't even notice. Let's see. I should read some more in the chat, though. Chris is saying 51 out of 49. Extra says, reminds me of eyesight. Says, man, I like Von Karma's objection. So deep and deadly. Crystal is saying, laughing, real. Katie said, they're family, the dads. Crystal says, old married couple with their daughter activities. I think, yeah. Do you think that Trucy and Kay hang out together? Has Edgeworth adopted Kay? I'm trying to remember. Did Kay have dead parents? I don't recall. Tis said the dads of all time. And Quick Kitty said, not me for getting the Adrian stuff. When he says, I don't care if you die, was absolutely diabolical. Let me read one more comment here. Jorge says, my week is going all right. It's pretty busy, but I'm enjoying some ice cream. So finally winding down. Nice. I'm glad that you're winding it. Sorry it was busy, but with good stuff, right? Have you heard back about that comic shop job that you interviewed for? I mean, we're all rooting for you to get the job. The update was that you had the interview and it went well, right? So you've got this, Jorge. We're rooting for you. It would seem this robot's testimony is necessary to the case after all. This is great. I just knew Ponko must have seen something important. A murder committed right before this poor little girl's eyes. It's inexcusable. The judge seems ready to adopt Ponko as another grandchild. See, Ponko is love. So little Ponko. I wonder if that little Ponko means in the Japanese version he had some cute way of talking, like Ponko-kun. Yeah, do you think you can give us your testimony today? I want to know what judge calls her in the Japanese version. Okay, wow, we're over halfway through the stream. We're just reaching the second cross-examination. What I saw. I went to the robotics lab at about 2 p.m. for my regular recharge. Just as I was about to charge up, Athena came in and hugged Mommy Metis. And then Mommy Metis fell down. After that, I was recharging, so I don't know anything. After I charged up, I was cleaning the room, and Mr. Simon came in. And then an error occurred. There is no data after that point. Oh, that's when she died. So what is the hug and then she fell over? Well, it sounds like the defendant was, without a question, at the scene. However, it doesn't appear that the witness saw the actual moment of the murder. I disagree. This testimony shows that the defendant did indeed commit the crime. What? At the end of the day, we mustn't forget that this witness is still a machine. Being a robot, its understanding and capacity to express itself are limited. So what are you suggesting? The witness's statements need to be interpreted.
For example, the terms hugged and then later fell down. Adults don't usually fall down after being hugged by a child. They don't. I'm the only one. Yes, what this witness's statements are telling us is, oh, the poll is done. Would you be willing to attend jury duty if it was like AA? 100% saying yes. Queen Katie contributing 10 channel points. I'm gonna be honest, like jury duty doesn't seem like it'd be that bad of a thing, as long as it's not like some big long trial that's gonna go on forever. You have to miss some work, but they do reimburse you a bit, and you get to be like a soldier of justice or something like that. I'll read some more in the chat in a minute. We got to get towards some background music again. Yes, what this witness's statements are telling us is, that the defendant stabbed the victim with the murder weapon during this moment. What? I'm getting really tired of hubbubbing. Is everything always this shocking? Before Miss Sykes hugged Dr. Sykes, did the two of them converse? Yes, they did. They spoke to each other very loudly, but I don't know what they said. Athena is usually so quiet, so I was surprised. Spoke very loudly. We can interpret this to mean they argued. I see. Murder after a heated argument, and then the victim fell down. So if nothing else, okay, Edgeworth is accusing Athena of first-degree murder. If they argue then happened, that's probably second-degree worst. I agree that it does sound like a reasonable interpretation. However, Ponko doesn't seem to remember anything that happened after that. When I am recharging, I go into sleep mode. But I remember everything before that. I have a very good memory. You may as well admit defeat now, right? A cross-examination would be useless. Don't be ridiculous. A cross-examination is never useless. Until now. Think about it. Robots don't lie. This robot is both an important witness and valuable evidence at the same time. Nevertheless, I will have my cross-examination. I see you haven't changed. You never were one to worry about wasting time. Very well, even if it may be a waste of time, you may proceed, Mr. Right. I'll show you both just how fruitful any cross-examination can be. I'm gonna make so much fruit with Ponko. Ponko, accept my fruit. Cross-examination, what I saw. All right, we're gonna save before we do this because we always gotta save right before a cross-examination. Options, save. And I gotta read some more in the chat. Let's see, Queen Katie was saying, Vera was saying to Queen Katie, bro revealed her mental health history in court and proceeded to say that to her afterwards. Queen Katie said, bro, what? Vera said, oh, the quote, thank you for the reminder. What was the quote? Vera said to Queen Katie, yeah, AA2 is something. Queen Katie said, I hate how I missed 80% of those streams. All that's left is the finale case in the archive playlist. There's also like a handful of TikTok clips, although most of them I think are like inside jokes from those days. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom of my TikToks, granted there's almost 800 videos on that, but if you get all the way down there, you'll find some Ace Attorney things. Maybe I'll post them on YouTube eventually. Crystal says to Vero, revealing a mental health report is evil. And Vera says, add quote, as far as I know, Apollo isn't a Mormon, neon fish. Oh, that's why you had to wait to do it for this, so that when it goes up, it'll say this is the game we were playing. I got it. Vera said 2 days late, but I had to. When he says, the funny thing about that was I related to Adrian Andrews so much, and Edgeworth is one of my comforts. So like hearing him say that made me flabbergasted. Vera said to Wendy, I'm sorry, he's an a-hole. Vera said he was just feeling a little silly. That's right. Whenever a character we like is being evil, it's just being a little silly. That's it. Hang on, I gotta have a sip of water, then we'll play some more. All right, let's press each of these statements. I went to the robotics lab at about 2 p.m. for my regular recharge. Oh, maybe this will have something to do with the time of death. Does the autopsy, oh, excuse me, wrong button. Does the autopsy report say what time? Oh, we'll press first, then we'll get to the court record here. Your regular recharge? What is that exactly? Yeah, check the... Oh, we no longer have the autopsy report? Oh, no, here it is. Cause of death was stab wound to the chest. Between 1 and 3 p.m. Crap. On October 7th, cause of death, instant death due to the stab wound in the heart. So, but instant death, so if she did fall down, we'll see if there's anything else she did after that. Your regular recharge? What is that exactly?
I have to refill my battery's power or else I stop working. I go to the lab to do that.
So, that recharge occurred around 2 p.m., around the time of the murder?
That's right. I go every day at 2 p.m. Just as I was about to charge up, Athena came in and hugged Mommy Metis.
Hold it! Hugged her, huh? Mommy, huh? Which Edgeworth took to mean stabbed her with a weapon. You said the two of them were talking before Ms. Sykes hugged her mother, is that right?
Yes, they were talking very loudly, but I couldn't tell what they were saying.
Couldn't tell? Even though they were speaking so loudly?
I'm only allowed to listen to voices that are directed at me.
Oh, so she's like the opposite of our phones that listen to us every time.
If it listened to every voice, it would be a little better than a mobile eavesdropper.
Well, that explains why some of Ponko's testimony is so vague.
It's a shame that our little friend wasn't listening in, however. We could have learned what they were talking about just before Dr. Sykes was killed.
Okay, here's an alternate interpretation. Alternate interpretation time. Because did we add the headphones to the... Oh, the headphones haven't added to the court record yet. But maybe the reason they were talking loud is because she wears those headphones. They probably block out a lot of sound. So Metis Sykes would have to speak loudly for Athena to be able to hear her. And Athena, because you know how whenever you have your ears plugged, most people, like when they can't hear, they tend to speak louder because they don't realize that they don't need to speak loudly. Does that make sense? So I think that's probably why. It probably wasn't an argument, or I don't know, maybe it was. I don't know.
Now then, what happened after that?
And then Mommy Metis fell down. After that, I was recharging, so I don't know anything.
Okay, so the question is, did Ponko go to recharge all by herself? Because if it was instant death, that would mean that she fell down and she was dead at that point. However, if anything Ponko did required Metis Sykes' assistance, then she wasn't dead yet. I don't want to delve too deeply here, but could you tell us how the victim appeared and acted at this moment?
Mommy Metis was very surprised when she was hugged. I heard her heart pound.
Her heart?
Mr. Wright, have you forgotten about this document we found in the robotics lab? These robots have a heartbeat detection system.
Oh, he should have called it Robotics Lab. Let me read some more in the chat, though. I feel like I'm still so far behind. See, Vera says, Queen Katie, I'm sure someone clipped it. I'll have to dig and see if I clipped it after the stream. Queen Katie said, definitely ping me in Discord when you find it. Vera says, bet. When he said, I will never forgive. Updated autopsy report for as long as I live. Crystal says, real. Why would you just show the updated paper just now? Extremity says, bro really said, you thought you beat me? Oh no, reverse! Oh, and there's a clip. Hang on, there's a clip in the chat. I think this is the first one of the night. So let me load this up on the clip viewer so we can all watch it together. As always, the first clip of the night takes just a little bit longer to load up than subsequent clips will. This clip is titled... Is that really all it... ... Probably, I'm guessing, like, kind of abbreviated for, is that really all it takes? Is that really all it... ... Yeah, so let's see what this is. I have no idea what this could be, actually. In other words, this part is something that was taken from the scene of the crime. Oh, you do appear to be right. I don't see it in the second picture. But it's just a piece of junk. Don't say that about Ponko. Okay, I take it back. Fullbr can die. How important could it be? I have my priorities. In other words, I have priorities. You can't blame a man. I'm a man. Ponko's a woman. Our love is pure. Vera said, there is hubbub. I'm glad. Queen Katie says, yay. Vera says, machi. Whoops. Exterminator says, nah. It's a real riddle, 100%. Oh, and a clip from Wendy. Hang on. Let me load this one up as well, and after this we'll get back to the game, and then I'll have to spend some time thinking about that riddle, because it's a real riddle. This one is titled, I was rooting ... Oh, wait, hang on. That's not all of it. Oh, crap, for some reason not showing the full titles. That's weird. I was rooting for you, Fullbr. Yeah, maybe, let me... That is so weird. Like, look at that, it just cuts it off now. Did Twitch have an update or something? I was rooting for you, Fullbright. I think is what it says. I think? but is just a piece of junk. Don't say that about Ponko. Okay, I take it back. Fulbright contender. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much for the clip there. And I'll need to figure out why that was doing that. Maybe I'll need an alternate way to look at these clips or something. And Crystal said, what's the riddle? And with the time code 1:11:55. Crap. We are about 40 minutes behind, which is not the worst, but that's pretty far behind. Let's play a little bit of the game, and then I will catch up some more. Maybe we're just gonna have to have like people type in the chat like what the title is when you post the clip as well, so then I can read it in the chat. I mean, that's a horrible way to do it. It's another step for you guys, but I don't know why Twitch was doing that. Now that he mentions it, I do remember reading something like that there. Ponko series features can determine the presence of a human with a heartbeat detection system. Recognizes people by scanning their spacesuit or uniform jacket ID. Figured it out. We got it, because take a look at this. Look at the court record. When we look at the picture here, there is a jacket laying on the ground. That's probably Athena's jacket, I guess. She would get a jacket, and so it would have her name on it. And so if she was wearing it, all that would have to happen is, or not even, you know what, it doesn't even need it, because it was by the tag, right? It's, because let's say, you recognize people, or uniform jacket ID tag. So she obviously wouldn't have a spacesuit. So if she had a tag, then Fulbright puts that on the uniform jacket that says Athena Sykes. Ponko scans it, because his face wouldn't be in the system, because next is can also recognize a person by facial features once the face has been registered. Fulbright's face hadn't been registered. He puts on the jacket, has Athena's name, and Ponko thinks it's Athena. So she was witnessing Athena, in quotes, stabbing and killing Metis, but it wasn't Athena. It was Fulbright tricking Ponko with the jacket. Yeah, there we go. They detect the presence of people by the sound of their heartbeats. But wait a minute. That means if Dr. Sykes really did die at this moment, Ponko, how was Dr. Sykes after she fell down? Ah, there we go. Could you still hear the sound of her heartbeat? Let's see, the moment she fell, her heart was pounding. After that, I don't know. I started recharging just then. Okay, so we know it's instantaneous death. So that wasn't her actual death there, but it could have been like the moment of a struggle leading up to the death. Of all the unlucky timing, if you had heard anything after that, it could have possibly proved that the hug wasn't actually the moment of the murder. I'm very sorry. I'm afraid I don't know. I'm very sorry. The robot is designed to go into sleep mode automatically, so it can't be helped. Okay, so didn't need any help from Metis. It's automatic. But it does appear it detected an increased heart rate at the moment of the stabbing. Ah! After Mommy Metis' heart started pounding in surprise, she fell by the window. It was the round window on the workbench side of the room. The workbench, huh? Ponko must be talking about that table to be to the right of where that giant robot is now. Okay, here, I have a question about this. So we look in the robotics lab now, it's just plain windows, but whenever we look in the court record at these images, these windows have like these grills over them, that they're not present in the present. That's gotta be significant for some reason, right? Is there something critical in Ponko's statement just now? Oh, I'm gonna save and then say yes, there is. I think there is. She should add it to her testimony. And yes, there is something. Huh? What?
Or it's because that was 7 years ago.
And you know what? If you ever have like a grate or something like that in front of a window, they only last for 7 years. By that time, they dissolve. They just turn into like water. I feel like I'm gonna get the hiccups again. And that is true, things could change, but we need, that feels very deliberate though, right? Right? Because that's like a weird design that they put on that window. I mean, look at this thing again. Look at that design. And you can see it in one of these other pictures as well. I think it's this one. When we scroll over here. Oh, no, where it is. There we go. We see those same designs again. I mean, it's so detailed and specific. I mean, I guess maybe it's just like a little flourish, but it seems too deliberate. Let me read a few more. Exterminator says, I can't scroll back far enough in chat to find it. Eglin said, every time the chat scrolls, it just copies one message for me, and it's so funny. It's like an infection. Wait, so is the same thing happening to you that happens to Queen Katie? Exterminator says, oh, just like for Queen Katie. Queen Katie said, which thankfully haven't happened yet. Exterminator says, how many waters do you usually have? I usually grab 2, so I'm about 1 1/4 way through my 2 waters. Exterminator says clip. Oh, we don't have a clip command. Queen Katie says closet cosplay. Vera said closet cosplay. And then Crystal says lurk, must romance. Elliot, good luck with your long haired Ron Weasley. Crystal, I hope it goes well. I did check, by the way, I wanted to say, so I watched a little bit of Rat Stream, and I realized I think I got Stardew Valley mixed up with Rune Factory. Have you guys played that one as well? Because like I was looking at it, it's like, this doesn't seem familiar. Are they similar games? Rune Factory, I think? Am I the only one that gets those mixed up? Exterminator is saying, someone needs to make a compilation of the Logan ooh-woos. Crystal said, and hubbub. Well, I think Queen Katie's working on the hubbub. Said, if I knew how to download YouTube clips, I'd be doing hubbub a long time ago. There are ways to download YouTube clips. There are websites for that. I don't know if that's the type of thing I should talk about on stream, though, because I don't know how, like, allowed they are, but there are websites for that. Oh, there's Exist! How you doing, Exist? Says, not the weirdest thing that could happen in an Ace Attorney case, to be honest. No, it's not, but Exist. I am so distraught because it's going to be Fullbright, and I don't want Fullbright to be the bad guy. I want Fullbright to be wonderful and full of brightness, but instead, it's not injustice that he trusts, it's injustice that he trusts. And I'm so sad about it. Queen Katie said it's so edgy, he doesn't have to look at hot Feeny. He has to focus on the trial. Oh, I like that headcanon. He gets too distracted. Okay, let's play a little bit more. Your Honor, I believe the statement is critical. I'd like it added to her testimony. Very well. Paco, could you please add that statement to your testimony? That's a good little girl. I got like little goldfish crackers. Can you eat those? What do robots eat? Microchips? Yeah, you like potato chips?
Mommy Metis fell down near the round window on the workbench side of the room.
Okay, so let's press that. And we'll also press the other 2 statements after this. This is probably what is going to have... Because she's in the chair, right? But let's press everything because I want to see if there's more content that we're going to need. But we'll come back to this. Hold it! Let's see. There are 2 round windows in the robotics lab. Which one did you mean?
The one on the right, near the hanging scroll. That hanging scroll was Mommy Metis's prized possession.
Okay, I don't need that. In the pictures of the crime scene from 7 years ago, there is definitely... So there's the hanging scroll, so it's this one. A hanging scroll and a Japanese theater mask hanging on the workbench side wall. But is there some problem with this statement? Yeah, there is. And we'll come back to that in a minute, but I want to press the other 2 things.
After I charged up, I was cleaning the room and Mr. Simon came in.
Prosecutor Blackwell? I wonder what he went there for.
His objective, I don't know.
I guess I can't very well ask Ponko to speculate. So what happened after Prosecutor Blackwell arrived?
And then an error occurred. There is no data after that point.
Hold it! You don't remember what happened next? An error, huh? Wonder if that's when Blackwell killed you.
All data is suddenly cut off. Get it? Cut off because of the katana. At that point, I don't know anything after that.
The answer to that question is right here. According to the defense's theory, this photo shows when the robot was being taken apart. Exactly! We can conclude that Ponko's error was the result of her being dismantled. Indeed. The bodies of these robots are designed to be controlled remotely by a separate computer. Yes, that's basically what Ms. Blackwell explained to us too. Let me read some more in the chat. I miss you guys. I feel like I'm getting too caught up in the game, which I should never do. And the game is kind of incidental, you know? Let's see. Exterminator says, I mean, like, I'm sure there's 11-year-olds out like that out there. It just seems so improbable, but I guess we're accepting it. It's weird, but okay. Quikita said, love how thanks to AA Canon, we have nicknames like Edgy and Feeny for two 30-year-old men. Do you think they call each other Edgy and Feeny? Exist says, yeah, Phoenix is probably just too hot for Edgeworth to focus if he can see him. Exterminator says, and Edgy Poo and Nyak. Crystal says, solo leveling mentioned. I know, I'm proud of myself. Like I said, finished the first season. It's a short season, but I finished it. Oh, Crystal says 1:32:54. Okay, so I'm only a half hour behind now. Before, I was like 40 minutes, so I'm slowly catching up. Also, we just reached the 2-hour mark, so we can officially, if people want to start looking out for raid suggestions later on, because we got 1 hour left. Quikity said, crime about the poll. There should have been an option for no if it's another bombing. Oh, that is true. But I mean, everyone in the jury is scared. Plus, I don't... Okay, the one time we saw a jurist system trial, it looked like the jury was in a different room altogether, right? Vera said, I considered it actually, but I don't know if it'd let me say bombing. Queen Kitty said, could have settled for if there's another stuffed animal in court. Vera says, genius, oh my gosh. Queen Kitty said, Punko's French name, Amitron, contains Ami. Oh, Ami, I'm meaning friend. Oh, and it's Ami because with an E because it's the feminine version of it. Ami-tron, Friend-tron. Oh, I like that. Exterminator says Ponko is a friend of all. Aw, and then exterminates with the mommy command. Okay, let's keep playing here. Yes, that's basically what Ms. Black will explain to us, too. She said their hearts and memories are stored on a separate computer. When the witness was taken apart, she lost the use of her body, but not her memories. That's how she is now still able to give testimony about the events of that day. Fascinating! It's as if she could be seriously wounded, but her soul still burns. There are a few parts of Ponko's testimony that are hard to interpret. Edgeworth chose to interpret hugged as stabbed. But I'd better try to iron out who did what, where, and to whom for myself. Hold on, Athena! I'm gonna save you! Okay, so it's gonna be, the fourth statement was the new one. Mommy Metis fell down near the round window on the workbench side of the room. Okay, let's save and then figure out what it is that we're gonna do with this. I'm guessing it's gonna be the picture that shows her in the chair, because if she died instantly, that's where she should have been laid down, right? So, we just saved, so let's try presenting that. Okay, where is it? That's over here, right? Because that's not by the window. Oh, because this is not the workbench side of the room. This is the other side of the room. This is the disassembly side of the room. So yeah, we're gonna present it. Present. Objection! We got it! Ponko, your statement may have just inspired a breakthrough. I was helpful. Hooray! I'm so happy. Oh, she's adorable. Just to be sure, let's go over it again, okay? The victim fell near the window on the workbench side of the room. However, her body was discovered on the operating table. The operating table and the workbench are two different locations. They're separated by several feet. Also, how come there's no blood on the ground or anything? Exactly, Your Honor. We've just learned a new crucial fact. What could explain the two very different locations of the body? I'll tell you what, the victim moved. The defendant moved the body. I'm gonna say the victim moved. Let's save though, just in case, because we don't want to say that the defendant moved the body, because that helps Edgeworth. So let's say the victim moved. An 11-year-old girl couldn't have moved the heavy body of an adult. So the only explanation is that the victim walked to the operating table herself. Or Blackwell could have moved her. In other words, what Ponko observed near the workbench couldn't possibly have been the moment of the murder. And so, see, there's the orange crate boxes. See, right there, right there. I love it. She's on top of orange crates. Whew, I'm very relieved to hear that. Glad to know that the murder wasn't committed in front of little Ponko here. Judge knows what's what. Judge Aji, this is why you're the best character in this. Let me read some more in the chat. Quick Katie said, huh? Twitch cut my clip title? Yeah, it's the first time I've ever seen Twitch do that. Quick Katie said, it was supposed to be, is that really all it takes? Okay. It says, bruh, Twitch why, rude, boo. Yeah, I'll do that another way. Another war for me and Vero to do. Vera said, tee-hee. Quick Katie said, who can post clip titles the fastest in the West? Exterminator says, maybe it's the aesthetic. Quick Katie says, Rune Factory. I only have played one game from the series, but it's so good. So is that similar? It says it's Harvest Moon, but with dungeon fighting. Oh, the Harvest Moon, that's another one. Okay, so I get all of those games mixed up. So what is the difference? Okay, this is important, chat. What is the difference between Stardew Valley, Harvest Moon, and Rune Factory? Like, what are they made by the same people? Are they just all games in the same genre? But so you're saying Rune Factory has dungeon fighting? I like dungeon fighting. Maybe that's what I should try playing instead of Stardew Valley. Yes, as we just heard in the testimony, Ms. Sykes hugged her mother. Nothing more. Oh, no.
TTS, how you see the difference between them is...
Yes, TTS girl! Oh, that's the end of the TTS. I thought it was just like pausing for dramatic effect. Thank you, Wendy, for the TTS, even though I don't know. See, so is there no difference? Are they basically just the same game under a different name? Right. Feeny. It's been 8 years, but you're still just as green as ever. Green? But I can't recall ever seeing Mr. Wright in anything but a blue suit here. It's okay, I know you mean green like inexperience. I'm just trying to lighten the mood here a little bit. It's tough when we're always talking about death. Hey, blue's my favorite color. What can I say? If the defendant couldn't move the body herself, she could have had it moved for her. Move for her? But Miss Sykes and Dr. Sykes were the only ones there. I agree. Since this robot is equipped with a heartbeat detection system, it would have been aware of another person's presence if someone else had been there. We can therefore conclude that the defendant and the victim were the only ones present. So we're saying that once her heart stopped beating, Ponko no longer detected her presence and just thought that she was an inanimate object, I think. Then who do you suggest moved the body? Don't you know it's in the nature of a robot to help people do things? Miss Panko, see, I'm sticking it to her by saying her name wrong. Ms. Panko, allow me to ask you a question. My name is Panko, say it with me, Panko. I believe you said you were cleaning after Dr. Sykes fell down. Did you happen to move something large onto the operating table? Yes, I did. Athena asked me to. But that's okay. That's okay because we know that from Athena herself told us that she thought that people and robots were basically the same, that thing could disassemble and assemble anything. She probably saw that her mom was hurt. I mean, dead, really, but she thought she was hurt and put her on there to try and have it reassemble her. Huh?
Harvest Moon is like the founding father of farming sims.
TTS
it was
started.
made back in 96.
You're just a normal city character that moved to a cozy town and become a farmer. Fighting is an optional in there. Rune Factory is more on fighting and combat.
Okay, thank you both for the TTSs. And so Vero was saying with the 10 bits, and thank you so much for the 10 bits, Vero, that Harvest Moon is like the founding father. So Harvest Moon was made before Stardew Valley, is that correct? It says it was made back in 96. Oh, that is a long time ago. And then Krista was saying, so in Stardew, you're just normal city character that moved to a cozy town, became a farmer. Fighting is optional in there. Rune Factory is more on fighting and combat. So maybe I should try Rune Factory because like the farming is in Rune Factory. Can the farming be optional? Can we just do the combat? Because the combat is what sounds more fun to me. So yeah, please let me know. Athena asked you to. And what did you move, little Ponko? I don't know unless something has an ID tag. I can't tell what it is. Okay, so let's check the photo and see if she had her ID tag on. Oh, no, other thing. No, because her coat's... Oh, so this is probably her coat if it's on the floor. Regardless, I still think that Fullbr used a coat to fool her somehow. So maybe this is Metis's coat. And so, yeah, she has no ID tag. And there's like a little pin. I don't know if that counts as an ID tag. It might be spattered with blood, though. Let's take a look at the picture from the exhibit and compare. We can't see because the coat's in the way. These coats don't even look like they have ID tags. Grumble, grumble, grumble. An ID tag, you say? Yes, a tag with a barcode on it. We robots scan them to tell us what a thing is. That paper in the lab did mention something about that. Yeah, I know. I read it. Recognizes people by scanning their spacesuit or uniform jacket ID tag, it said. But that's only if they aren't in the system. I mean, her face would have been scanned in the system, right? So it would appear that that Ms. Panko here can't identify what it moved. You hear that? I'm dehumanizing you, you robot. My name is Panko. But we humans have the power to imagine what it was, do we not? We do! I don't have an inner monologue, I'm an NPC! Huh. Well, I do at the very least. Ha! Ms. Panko, on the defendant's command, moved the body to the operating table. Ah! Why is he so disrespectful to Panko? Hubbub, hubbub, hubbub. Panko, did you really move Miss Sykes' body? This is really important. Isn't there any way you could tell? I don't know. Without an ID tag, I can't tell. Give it up, right? If the victim's heart was stopped, the robot's detection system would be useless. Furthermore, Dr. Sykes usually wore her white coat while she was working. She kept the jacket with her ID tag on it, draped over a chair in the robotics lab, and only wore it for special occasions. This is new information. Let me read some more in the chat. I gotta get caught up. I need to get caught up. Let's see. Quick Katie said, I actually should get back into that game someday. I was trying to romance the butler last time. Vera said, never played it, but taste because no butler is ugly. I bet we can find an ugly butler. Hang on, I'm gonna Google that right now. Ugly butler. Ugly butler. Okay, there are all these pictures of the same guy. Oh, it's because it's... Oh, it's showing Gerard Butler in the movie The Ugly Truth. I see, that's why it's doing it. Okay, all right. Quick Katie said, I need to find out the name, though, because I think you'd like this butler. It says it was Vishnal from Rune Factory 4. Vera says, oh my gosh, bless, I'll put it on my list. Not gonna Google the butler going blind. I'm gonna Google the butler. Rune Factory, was it 4? Vishnal. Let's see this. Okay. I could see some of y'all liking Vishnal. It's like a pretty boy butler. But yes, going blind. Vera. Queen Katie said, of course. Vera said, he's catching up. Am I? Queen Katie says, so close now? Crystal says, meow, meow. Says, hey, Logan. Oh, crap, it's backwards. How do you like a reverse chat? No, because it takes me so long to read it. Well, if I'm getting too close to catching up, we can look at that old riddle again. Hang on. So it's a riddle about 3 daughters. A says, I have 3 daughters. The product of their age is 72. The sum is the number of the house across the street. B says that isn't enough information. A then replies, I forgot. The oldest one likes chocolate. What are their ages and why the need for the last line? Okay, this has got to be one of those, what do they call them? Lateral thinking problems? Is this one of those where you have to ask yes or no questions to get more information? Extemporaneous, because I actually do love those type of riddles, but those probably are a bit more involved than we'd have time for on the stream. But I love those kind of things. I've got a few of those as well, and they're a lot of fun. So where you have to like ask, is it this, is it that, is it yes, or is it no? Or does this riddle all contained within itself provide me all the information that I need in order to solve it? So that is enough information. I forgot the oldest one likes chocolate. What are their ages and why was the need for the last line? So we need 3 numbers that when multiplied together make 72. So 72, okay, how about this? 3 numbers that would be multiplied together to make 72 would be 3, 3, and 8. Because 3 times 3 is 9, and then 9 times 8 is 72. And maybe when it says the oldest likes chocolate, it isn't the chocolate, but it's saying the oldest. Because he maybe saw... Okay, so some of the numbers, the house across the street, 3 plus 6 plus 8 would be 14. That doesn't seem like that's terribly relevant, but maybe the oldest implies that one of them is not a twin. And so it has something to do with two of them being a twin. Am I on the right track? Am I on the right track? Just let me know that. I'll be back to this riddle in a bit. Let's play some of the actual game. In other words, the victim wasn't wearing her ID tag at the time. From the robot's point of view, her body was simply just another object. Objection! But Ponko was equipped with a facial recognition system. If she really did move the victim, she would have recognized the body as Dr. Sykes, but she didn't. So that means, objection. A face can easily be covered with a piece of cloth, a mask, or anything else for that matter. Oh, there's a mask. Speaking of which, okay, so we need to check this here. Where were the pictures that showed? Where? Okay. Oh, but the mask is still on the wall, though. Were there more than one mask? Can we look at that other picture? I don't think the other picture really showed. Yeah, it doesn't show masks. Okay, so maybe he'll try and say it was covered with the mask. Would there be something there? Something's going on there. With her facial features hidden, the robot wouldn't be able to tell it was Dr. Sykes. He's right. To summarize, Ms. Sykes stabbed her mother near the workbench. Then, using the robot, she moved the body to the table where she removed the sword and was stained in blood. Okay, I do think that Athena had her mom moved to the table after death, but it was because she thought that the table would reassemble her. But we're still missing the pieces of how we got there. I still think Fullbr is the killer, though. Hubbub, 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 I'm getting tired of hubbubing. Order! But if that's the case, then I have a question. Why did the defendant move the body to the operating table in the first place? You want a reason? Very well. What? Oh, you can't possibly have an explanation. Your emotions blind you to the truth. You could learn a lot from our robot friends. Calm and rational thought will open your eyes to the truth in front of you, Mr. Right. Now then, do you remember the operating table's one special feature? I believe I read that robots can be assembled and disassembled there, isn't that right? That's right. And to the defendant, who was just a child at the time, the table was like a magic box that could make robots appear or disappear in seconds. Oh, okay. So what Edgeworth is going to say is that, he's going to claim that Athena put her there because she thought that would dispose of the body. But the real reason why Athena put her there is because she thought that could fix her. Right? Something like that. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat, though. Let's see. Queen Katie says, lol, no, Harvest Moon is made by the same folks as Kirby, I think. Isn't Kirby just Nintendo? I do know one of those games. Didn't one of those games have like the original creators of it left and then created another game that's like similar to one of those? I don't know if that's Harvest Moon or Rune Factory or which one. When he says, that was read by TTS. Quick Kid said, Rune Factory is like an RPG twist on Harvest Moon in addition to the farming aspect. Stardew Valley is not made by the same folks as Harvest Moon. It's an indie farming game. So it sounds like out of your description so far, Rune Factory sounds like it would be more interesting to me. Is that a game you guys would be interested in watching? What he said, also, I'm probably gonna head out for the night as I work for the next 5 days. Shake my head. Good night, gang. Good night, Wendy. Thank you so much for being here. Sleep well. You're probably already gone because I don't know how far behind I am in the chat right now. But if you can somehow hear this, maybe from the VOD or something, sleep well. You're awesome. Get some rest and good luck with work for the next 5 days. Okay, let's keep going here. But in the end, my mom just put her on the operating table and fixed her in a flash. I was so impressed by what my mom did. I even asked her if she would put me on the table and fix me if I ever got hurt. See, that's what it is. She thought that this would fix her mom. It looked just like magic to me, what she could do. You can't possibly be suggesting. This young, sheltered girl had a difficult time distinguishing robots from people. But take a look at Ponko's arm. It was Ms. Sykes who bandaged it up like that. Exactly, because she didn't think there was a difference. Yeah, she must have thought that machines heal in the same way that people do. I'm the past. Flashback, Judge. What an adorable, naive mistake. It reminds me of my own grandchild, who's a murderer. No way. I refuse to believe it. Ms. Sykes made a childish, naive, and cruel mistake. She thought that if a robot could be dismantled and vanish without a trace, See, they saying it was for dismantling, but no, it was for repair. Well, Prosecutor Edgeworth, hey, if you're about to claim what I think you are, I demand that you word it as delicately as you can. Poor little Ponko is right here. We cannot traumatize this young, beautiful girl.
With all due respect, Your Honor, all I can do is present the truth as it stands. The reason the defendant moved the victim's body to the operating table.
Hold it! No! Don't say another word. Just stop. Just give up.
Was to dismantle the evidence so that she could get away with her crime.
That can't be true. Oh, my throat is getting sore. Order in the court. Order in the court, I say. Edgeworth, she was just a little kid. Doesn't every little kid get one murder? Edgeworth, how can you say such a horrible thing?
Horrible? Huh. Like I said, you're just as green as ever.
I came here today as a prosecutor to seek only the truth, no more, no less. My theory is simply the result of a rational consideration of every possibility. Objection! You didn't even search every nook and cranny, you jerk. But dismantling isn't the table's only function. It can make repairs as well. It's conceivable that Miss Sykes moved her mother to the table in order to fix her. Thank you!
I suppose that could be another way of interpreting it.
So you admit reasonable doubt?
But dismantle or repair, it doesn't matter either way.
What do you mean?
After murdering her mother, Miss Sykes may have come to her senses. Perhaps she did want to make it appear as if it had never happened. And that's why she tried to repair her mother. Yes, that's one possible explanation. But we mustn't forget the facts of this case. The victim was observed to fall down after being hugged by the defendant, and the body was moved per the defendant's command. These two facts that indicate the defendant's guilt, remain unchanged.
This just can't be true. Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence to refute the prosecution's claim? Probably not. Let me save in case I do, because I don't want you to take more hit points away. Let me read some more in the chat, though. Queen Katie said, HM and RF, oh, that's Harvest Moon and Rune Factory, are mainly aimed towards younger peeps, to be honest. Oh, crap, so maybe they aren't as fun. Queen Katie said, good night to Wendy, sleep well. Vera said, good night, Wendy, good luck with work, dude. Queen Katie said, regarding Rune Factory, according to Google, it is described by Yoshifumi Hashimoto, producer of the Harvest Moon / Story of Seasons, maybe that's what I was thinking of, series, as Harvest Moon, where you wield a sword. Queen Katie says Stardew Valley was inspired by Harvest Moon, actually. Oh, so interesting. Crystal says, oof, TTS. Queen Katie says, TTS, no. Vera says, dang, laughing. Queen Katie said, don't fight. Crystal saying, laughing. Vera said, TTS girls fighting. Exist says, laughing. Queen Katie said, you'd like Rune Factory more, to be honest. Crystal says, TTS girl, chill, one at a time. Queen Katie says, cackles evenly, no farming. That's insane. Why do we need farming? Why do we always need to grow vegetables? I mean, every single one of these games seems to want to make us do it, except for sweet, wonderful Ace Attorney. It just gives us robot girls. Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence to refute the prosecution's claim? Evidence? Right. Oh, let's see. I can't think of any. I'm afraid I don't have any evidence. Since becoming chief prosecutor, I've learned that the truth isn't always pretty. Now, accept the truth, Mr. Wright. Your subordinate murdered her own mother. Ha! Your Honor, the prosecution demands a verdict. The hostages have suffered enough. What a terrible and tragic conclusion. If the defense has no counter-argument, I see no...
Imagine Ace Attorney goes to a province and Logan sees farming.
No! Crap, is that what happens in Professor Layton? Because didn't you guys say it's like an alternate universe or something where Phoenix and Maya are running a bakery? Do they have a garden? Do they have a freaking garden? I don't want that, Crystal. Thank you for the TTS. And I see you're back. Does that mean that you finished romancing Elliot? Beautiful Elliot. If the defense has no counter-argument, I see no need to further prolong this trial. Edgeworth's argument seems solid enough, but there's no way Athena could ever have done anything like that. What do I do? There has to be something, but I can't think of a single thing. Who's objecting? Hi, Simon. Prosecutor Blackwell.
This is quite the farce you are conducting here. I could die from laughter.
I just noticed both him and Edgeworth, they both humph. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is that your argument is based on an entirely false premise.
Go on, we're listening. Could this be the miracle I need? But what is Prosecutor Blackwell trying to pull here? Okay, so I think at this point it's safe to say that when Prosecutor Blackwell got there, he thought that Athena was either being framed or just that it would be reasonable to believe that she did it and that she would get a conviction. And so that the reason why he pled guilty and all that stuff, and why he dipped his katana in Metis Sykes' blood so that he could be blamed instead. So he's gonna continue to try and save Athena.
7 years. For 7 long years. This case has been on my mind. Not for an instant did I not think of it. I'm the one who killed my mentor, and don't think you can alter that fact now. Your baldness, I will take the stand, and I won't take no for an answer.
Of course, Prosecutor Blackwell, please go ahead. Okay, so this is our 3rd cross-examination. Crap, I don't know if we're gonna get through all 4 tonight. That was our goal 7 years ago.
I went to the Cosmos Space Center with the intention of killing Dr. Sykes. But when I got to the robotics lab, I found Athena there instead. I would not be swayed from my purpose, so I waited for Dr. Sykes to return. And then I committed the act. Ah, how cathartic it was.
He still never gave himself a motive, right? But little Paco here witnessed the victim falling. In other words, objection.
I don't need any of your other words, old man. I can guess what happened.
Well, which would be?
She fell means she fell, merely that. A mother and child fooling around. Perhaps she tripped. Not that it matters. When I entered the lab, there was no trace of Dr. Sykes to be seen. There was no dead body either, of course, meaning she must have left the room.
So the murder occurred after the time period Paco described in her testimony?
You should hardly take stock in the words of a wind-up toy.
Objection! She's wonderful! Then how do you explain the fact that the defendant had the robot move something? I would never move anything other than a body. I'll read some more in the chat, though. Queen Katie said cackles Eve. Oh, there, read that. Said BTW, here's my preach. Rune Factory series is apparently on sale on Steam, even the DLC. So which is the best one in the series? Says Taviro, so if you're planning on buying off Steam, this is a good chance. Lol, half off. Vera said, why does he keep calling her Panko? Laughing, because he's disrespecting her. It's so sad, because she wouldn't say her name when he called her witness. It's a power move. Vera said, Queen Katie, oh my gosh, yes. Hope it's Steam Deck supported. Queen Katie said, Keyboard Slam, nice job, Google. Vera said, see, told you there's no ugly butlers. Extremity says, see, this is why I admire Logan, because he can do it in his head. Also, okay, with the riddle. Was I on the right track with that? Was I getting close? Vera said, the math guy, trademark. Extremity says, you're a genius? So was I close? Eglin said, I found the riddle with a few things different. It makes it a bit more sense. I cannot see how the last line adds anything. Extremity says, Logan got it? Eglin says, oh wait, I see it now? Okay, there's a long paragraph, so I'm guessing that'll be the explanation in a minute. I'll read it in a second, but let's play the game. Okay, you know what it probably is? Wait. Let me just figure out something in my head here. 36. 6 times 6, 7, 8. No, that wouldn't be it. No, okay, 4, 16, 4, 8. No, that doesn't. Huh. Hang on. I'm calculating something. I'm calculating something here. I'll be back to the game in a second. This is important. I was trying to think if the oldest could mean, because another possibility would be if they were. No, because there's no 72 doesn't have a cubed root, so they couldn't all be. They could be triplets. Anyway, okay, I'll read some more in the chat in a minute. I like those kind of riddles, though. Then how do you explain the fact that the defendant had the robot move something? Athena was always tinkering with robots on the operating table to amuse herself, and she always had Ponko move the heavy ones for her. That day was no different. Ponko moved a heavy robot for Athena. Can we, like, call Athena to the stand? I know that, like, most of the time in real life, you don't want to have the defendant take the stand, but wouldn't it make sense? You know, so Athena wasn't here to hear what Ponko, what Blackwell, what everybody else said. Bring her in, see if her story meshes up with anybody else. Hubba, be so quiet, I can't hear him with his back turned to us. This is awful. What he's saying seems to make sense, and yet... Objection! Prosecutor Blackwell, are you trying even now to turn away from the truth? Don't you realize we could bring the dark age of the law to a close today? Objection. You expect too much from me. I'm just a murderer beyond redemption. Why don't you just let me go so I can settle down into heck? Prosecutor Blackwell's execution is tomorrow. If the truth doesn't come out now, it's all over. Are you saying that the little girl and the robot had nothing to do with the murder? That's right. So let's hear your verdict. If we don't hurry, I might miss the ferry across the Styx. Hold it! Don't you dare, Judge! Don't forget I have hostages over here. Okay, your condition was a retrial. It wasn't that we have to acquit Simon Blackwell. We just have to find out if he's guilty or not. And Simon, how long are you going to cover for her? Oh, maybe that's got to be why Aura Blackwell resents Athena so much. Miss Blackwell. Forgive me, Aura. I never wanted you to do anything like this for me. But you agreed to this trial. If you have a counter-argument, then present your evidence. That's the rule of the courtroom. Isn't that right, Chief Prosecutor? Blackwell, you selfish! Well, to be frank, I don't like this. But to be judgy, I like this a lot. It's my duty to make a decision. If no one has a counter-argument, I will announce my verdict. Give me the opportunity to cross-examine here, bro. Is this really happening? Is it really going to end just like it did 7 years ago? Will it give me the option? Can I get a bad ending if I say nah, no argument? I wanted to do it so bad. Even now, I wanted to fly out of here and go save him. No. I can't tell her. But how can I lie to Athena if I can't prove Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence in this trial? I don't think Athena will ever forgive me. Well, and Blackwell will die. I feel like someone dying and another person being not forgiven, one is kind of more severe. I can't let this happen. But I just don't have the evidence to counter Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony. Hubbub, just cross-examine him. Arr! Hold it! Hey! Huh? Ew. Hi, I broke out of prison. Hi, everybody. Hope that's okay. Athena, how are you? Are you feeling okay? I can hear it. I can hear the voice of his heart. He's hiding something. How did you get here? You were in jail. No one... Okay, all right, well, fine. Well, okay, I guess if you're in, you still get to appear in court if you're the accused. If he really is, I could sure use Athena's help here. Her power might just be the thing to get us through this. Objection! Sykes, Dono. No need for you to chime in here. Just accept that you're innocent. Objection! These past 7 years, they've been just as hard on me, you know? No. I mean, the grieving, yeah, but I think living in prison on death row for 7 years is probably harder than going through law school.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember that horrible trial? Oh, now do we have to go through a different trial? Oh, just flashback. Flashback music. Please, you have to listen to me. Oh, this one was she just a little Goyle. Little Goyle. He didn't kill her. His heart is screaming that he didn't kill her. Even now, every time I stand in a courtroom, it comes back to haunt me. Who? Not being heard, no matter how hard you try. Feeling so helpless.
Oh.
Caught in people's stares, so scared that it feels like your chest is in a vice. I'm terrified of courtrooms. I want to run out of that door even now. And yet, you found a way to keep your fears at bay and become a lawyer. Although, it's kind of undermined by the fact that we put you in your ridiculous sailor suit alternate costume. Let me read some more in the chat here. Let me have a sip of water. Xeria says, basically, the idea is that you take all the possible of numbers multiplying to 72. Okay, hang on. I think I know what it is. Okay, so if there's a different number that goes to 72, so it'd probably be, 6 times 6 is 36. Hang on. I can do this. I can figure this out. I'm just going through my head. The other possible numbers for 72. 72 divided by... Yes! Because the only other possibility for 3 kids... So we cross the street, he sees 3 houses. The only other possibility, instead of 3, 3, and 8, would be 2, 6, and 6. But when he says my oldest loves chocolate, although some people could say, oh, like one twin is like a minute older or something like that. Oldest loves chocolate. If it was 6, 6, and 2, there wouldn't be one oldest. They would be 2 twins and then a younger sister. So that's what it is. Okay, sorry. Okay, now I'll read the rest here. I tried to pause right after I read that. Said next. We know that B said that even knowing the house number of A wasn't enough, so that means of those possibilities, we need the multiple numbers who have the same sum, namely there will be more than one possible 72 combo that sums to the house number. So is that, so let's see, if that case 6 plus 6 plus 2 is 14, and 8 plus 3 plus 3 is 14, yes!
This feels like Phoenix zoning out and solving riddles in his brain while Athena monologues.
Yeah, Athena's got this. Never mind Athena. Athena, you got this. You got this, girl. You're an attorney. You're scared of courtroom, some, blah, 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 blah. Yes, thank you very much for the 10 bits sphere. Okay, so no, that totally makes sense. I didn't even think of that. I didn't think to add up the numbers. So those two both add up to 14. I didn't even, so I just kind of had a lucky guess. I didn't fully figure it out. But yeah, so that makes sense. We need the multiple numbers have the same sum, namely there'll be more than one possible 72 combo. The sum is the house number. Finally, as you point out, the fact that there is the oldest tells you which of the two is the correct age numbers. Yes, so that was it. That was the missing little piece there. I was just kind of guessing with that and got lucky, but now I got it. Quick Katie said, heck yeah, I want to see at least one Rune Factory stream. Extra Maria says, or you can be like Logan and just work it out all in your head like magic. Quick Katie said, also, apparently I was wrong. It was not made by the same peeps as Kermie. Bummer. Extra Maria says, add quote, doesn't every little kid get one murder? And quote number 61, I know it's a boob job. It's when a boob decides it needs its own income. Quote number 36, I'm confused and a little bit dumb. Weedle says, quote, come on, Logan, you not this dumb. Quote number 6, there's a pit in the way. It's a big hole. Danganronpa, another episode, Ultra Spare Girls. Some of these are the context I don't remember. Weedle says, quote number 1, yeah, I'm playing with myself. Not like that. Vera says, add quote, doesn't every little kid get one murder? Quick Katie said, not that young, Logan, lol. I just mean compared to Stardew. Okay, let's play a little bit more here. So I feel better now. So we got that riddle. That was actually a really cool riddle. I like that, extemporaneous. Okay. And yet you found a way to keep your fears at bay and become a lawyer. Also, crap, I just realized we're almost, we got like a little over 20 minutes to the 3-hour mark. So once again, if people want to keep an eye out for raid suggestions, thanks. That's because one day I came to realize that I had to fight. I couldn't give up. Ha! I exercised hard and I studied hard. I wanted to become the strongest lawyer I could be. This day has finally come, the day I've been looking forward to with all my heart. This is why I became a lawyer. This is why I studied psychology. It was all to save you from this false conviction. But Miss Sykes, you do realize what it would mean? You are the accused, after all. If you prove Prosecutor Blackwell innocent, then what? Oh, Gallop Crush raided with a party of one. Welcome, Gallop. Vero, could you do a shout out for Gallop? Oh, also, hang on. Because I looked at the other overlay, which shows the bottom of the chat, to see who was coming in. And I see Mary, Marzipan_art is here. She is the person who made our emotes. Could you do a shout out for Gallop Crush and then one for Mary as well? I'll wait a minute because Vero might have stepped away. Might be AFK. No, there we go. There we go. Thank you so much, Vero. Let's see the shout out. Oh, look, there's some food.
Where am I?
Don't you love when you wake up and there's food waiting for you right there? Even if it's emergency food. Yum, yum, yum. It's like breakfast in bed. Here's laying there. You wake up. There's a little emergency food supply. Start your day off with a balanced breakfast. So see, looks like Galp was playing Eversoul. How is Eversoul? Okay, so here, I'll go ahead and I'll do the other shout out for, here we go, shout out at Marzipan_art. What, huh?
TTSO look, emergency
Wait,
food.
who else am I shouting out?
Oh,
Your voice glitched on my end.
Oh, no worries. I'm typing out, so I got it right now, Vera, but thank you so much for the 10 bits. I got it here. It's Mary Marzipan. I saw she's in the chat. She made our emotes, and she's fantastic. So look at this art that she does. And she takes commissions periodically. Top tier artist. So thank you both, Vero and Crystal, for the TTSs, and thank you, Vera, for the 10 bits. So Mary, what brings you here? I feel like I don't usually see you. How are you? The emotes are still wonderful.
Yeah.
And this art looks great.
Absolute Betty.
Does that guy have like a floating forearm? But thank you. Thank you for the raid, Gal. Thank you for being here, Mary. Thank you again, as always, for the emotes. Okay, let me play a little bit more, then we'll get back and I'll read some more in the chat. We're like 20 minutes away from the 3-hour mark, so once again, raid suggestions are welcome. The only thing that matters is the truth. It's my duty to find out what that truth is. Simon, please give me this chance. The chance to shake off this fear that's been with me for 7 years and to face the truth. Athena is being so brave confronting her past like this. This might really be the last chance to save them both. Huh? Prosecutor Blackwell, please testify one more time about the incident 7 years ago. Fine.
But don't know.
Oh, that's a me shout out.
Because of result of trial. But it's okay. Because even though Gonta going away for now,
oh, this was where somebody wanted like comforting words from Gonta.
Is just character in video game, which means you can play beginning part of video game
anytime you. That was a sad episode or chapter.
All the fun things that Gonta do with you together.
When I didn't have the microphone.
Like bug meet and greet, like bug love sweet.
Bug love sweet cuts out right there. Thank you very much for the clip. I appreciate that. I will read some more in the chat in a minute. Let's get to where there's some background music. But your efforts will surely be in vain, for I am not a man who can be cut down easily. Here we go, Simon. Let me hear the voice of your heart. So we're going to do the psychology thing, I guess, instead of a regular cross-examination. I hate these. I am not good at them. Okay, we're doing this apparently. Yeah, what do you know? Discord, he's a Discord mod. I mean, the cool thing is at least we get to see new art for these. But let's save before we do any of these things. Save. And I'll read some more of the chat. Let's see. Beowulf said, so not only has Phoenix established reasonable doubt, he also effectively established the odds that she didn't have a mens rea. Wait, a mens rea? This case is getting dropped. A mens rea. What's a mens rea? But yeah, I mean, there's so many cases where we introduce reasonable doubt, and it doesn't matter in Japanifornia, because everybody says, nah, this is Japanifornia. Beowulf said, if not dropped, definitely not guilty. If this is the real world, yes, I agree, Beowulf. Let's see, Chris was saying, TTS Imagine, TTS read that. Exterminator says, no comment, play PL versus Phoenix Wright one day. If I can find a way to play it legally, yes, Queen Katie said, as of here, where Blackwell shows up, we have 2 more cross-examines left for part 1. Yeah, I don't think we're getting all the way to part 2. Vera said, this feels like a crossover episode. Eglin said, Edgeworth robophobic, confirmed. Oh, thank goodness Kibo's not here. Exterminator says, Kibo activated. Chris says, love how Logan gets the riddle. That I got it, or how I get with the riddle, that I like it. Exterminator says, is there no way to stop him? That reminds me, did you ever figure out why 4 is half of 5? Someone had to tell me. That one I didn't figure out on my own. I needed help, and I'm sad because I should have. Okay. I went to the Cosmos Space Center with the intention of killing Dr. Sykes. So it's obviously a lie. But okay, so that's anger, so I guess that makes sense. But when I got to the robotics lab, I found Athena there instead. So he's happy to see Athena, but angry still, because he wants to kill. Look how young he looks here. He's not all pale and doesn't have those weird scarred thing. Are those actual scars, or is he just like smear his makeup to make it look like he's been crying every day? I would not be swayed from my purpose, so I waited for Dr. Sykes to return. Okay, so that's gonna be the question. Why is he so happy that he's waiting? And then I committed the act. Ah, how cathartic it was. But it's still, there's a lack of anger here. So, I don't see our hit point bar. But I think it's this or the next one. Let's pinpoint as gonna be either the fact there's all this happiness or that there's no anger here. So let's try this. I would not be swayed from my purpose. So let's pinpoint. Let's try the happiness first. When we view your emotions alongside your testimony, we find the unexpected emotion. Wait a minute. There really isn't anything strange here. I don't know, but I think maybe we made a mistake, Mr. Wright. I think maybe you're right. You're Mr. Wright. Let's take another look. There must be an unexpected emotion here somewhere. Okay, so let's try the lack of anger at stabbing her. Let's try that. Pinpoint the lack of anger. When we view your emotion, no! Crap. Okay, because happiness does make sense for the last one because he said it's cathartic. Maybe that he's angered when he sees Athena. So let's try pinpointing, let's that. We're just gonna brute force it. When we view, no! Ah! Okay, happiness is seeing Athena. Maybe that's the, what's the question? Why would he be happy at seeing her? Oh, we did it! Oh, we got it. This feeling of happiness, why is that so surprising? He clearly has taken the fall for her. This feeling of happiness. Even though the person you were looking for wasn't there, you felt happy. Why is that? Simple. When I was looking for Athena and hadn't found her yet, I grew worried. So when I saw her in the robotics lab, I was happily relieved. Merely that. Noise level down to 40. Okay, so we still got a little bit more. Just now, you said that you went to the Space Center to kill Dr. Sykes. But the first thing you did was look for her daughter instead? I had no intention of harming Athena, so I wanted to confirm that she was safe first. It was just a part of my plan. Nothing contradictory about that. Ah! The second I find an inconsistency, he cuts it down. Simon knows the principles of analytical psychology. There's less noise now, but I don't see any instabilities we can latch onto. I was afraid of that. We'll just have to keep chipping away at him then, bit by bit. Could you update his testimony, Athena? You got it, boss. Okay. Let's see, Quick Kitty says, Athena, Margoyle! Vera said, how did she get here?
Yes, what kind of Mob Psycho 100 shenanigans is this? Also, shish, I'm actually sleeping.
Oh, Wendy! Yeah, okay, we gotta be really quiet, because Wendy is asleep. But you know what? Mob Psycho 100 shenanigans are some of the best kind of shenanigans, because that's a great game. And or anime, excuse me. This is a great game. That's a great anime. That's one of the reasons I like hanging out with President Tanaka over in Persona 3 Reload so much, because he reminds me of Reagan from Mob Psycho 100. So Wendy, shh.
being quiet so you can sleep well, Wendy. But thank you for the TTS. Which it's amazing that you did it while you're asleep.
Okay, I went to the Cosmos Space Center with the intention of killing Dr. Sykes. Info update.
Oh, look, he's patting her on the head. What's about what?
Whispering, is Ragan your favorite?
He's my favorite character in Mob Psycho 100, like easily. He's the best. I mean, the first episode or two, I didn't care for him that much because I was worried about the character trope I thought he was going to become, which thankfully he didn't. But there were a couple of moments. There was in one of the episodes toward the end of, was that the first or second season? Which was the one where he just like has the gun, and that's the thing. But really what sealed it as the best character was the 2-part episode in the second season. It was one of the few times that an anime actually made me feel like I've never cried watching an anime, but that one, it got me close to. I'll try and be as vague as possible for the sake of spoilers, but it was like at the end of the 2-parter when he's talking to Mob, and it's just, it's so emotional, so good.
When I found Athena in the robotics lab, I was relieved. But I would not be swayed from my purpose, so I waited for Dr. Sykes to return.
Oh, so now it's sad suddenly. That wasn't here before.
And when she did, I plunged the katana in.
Okay, so now we got to pinpoint. It's going to be the sadness emotion, yeah? Got it! That changed! Not even you can falsify your emotions, Prosecutor Blackwell.
What?
When you said that you killed Dr. Sykes in your testimony, you felt sadness. Oh, wrong button. Why would someone who had lain in wait to kill her be sad at her death?
Such an obvious attack. Yes, I felt sadness, but it wasn't for her.
Let me guess, it was for Athena that you were killing her mom?
I felt sorrow for Athena and her circumstances.
Ah! He can't be talking about that, can he? I was just a convenient subject for her research.
Dr. Sykes was so intent on her research, she forced her daughter to undergo experiments. My objective was to save Athena.
Okay, that's the first true thing he said. That was his objective. Let me read a few more comments in the chat, though. Yeah, Vera was saying, how'd she get here? Quick Katie said, okay, so now that she's here, Vera said she used a therapy card on them. Quick Katie said, we have, I think, 2 mood matrices here. Did those... Okay, does that count as 2 moon matrix? Are those 2 cross-examines? Xamaria says, well, to be fair, the bailiffs probably had her in the back waiting for some go fish. Oh, there's Mary! Go, I'm sorry, Mary. I don't know if you're still here, but that was the noise that guy makes. It wasn't Winston Payne. It was Gaspin Payne. And he just sounds like, he sounds like this all the time. Quick Katie said, Logan doing math while sad music plays. Crystal said, sad math for real. Math is not sad. Math is wonderful. Mary says, math time. And then some emotes, extemporaneous with an emote. Beowulf says, not necessarily. You can have 2 children be the same age even though they have different birthdays because they be 10 months apart. Wait. You can have 2 children be the same age, even though they have different birthdays. Because, I see what you're saying. Okay, that is true. That is true as well. Beowulf, you found a hole in the reasoning there. So the riddle isn't airtight, but that is a very good point. Exterminator says, Logan will never catch him. I'm getting close, I think. Let's see, Quick Katie says, hey, because that's the raid. Chris says to Mary, your arts are awesome. Vera says, oh, bless. And Gallop says, I did more reverse 1999 today. Quick Katie said, ooh, emote. Exterminator says, did he sound like he was from FNAF? Vera with the emotes. Quick Katie with the emotes. Vera says to Exterminator, low-key, yeah. Exterminator says, Logan is William Afton, confirmed. What did I do that was so William Afton-y? And Vera says, I got you, Gallop. Oh, because Gallop redeemed clip roulette. Quick Kitty said, someday I would be happy to randomly see one of the clips I made of Logan. Not impossible, but rare. The problem is we do have literally hundreds and hundreds of clips. So it's a less than 1% chance for any one clip. But the more that you've made, the increasing possibility becomes.
My objective was to save Athena.
Hang on. I got that thing where I haven't been breathing enough and I feel like I'm going to get the hiccups.
From an obsessive scientist who treated her own daughter like a...
Ah! Thank you, Tomcat! Thank you. I had my water in my hand and I thought for a second, should I read this line or should I take a sip? And I'm thankful I read the line. Like, the cap is off. I was ready. One of these days, you guys are going to like fry my keyboard because I'm going to spit all over it. I'm going to be so sad. But thank you for the Tomcat. I appreciate it. Let's get to where there's some background music and then I'll read some more in the chat.
From an obsessive scientist who treated her own daughter like a research subject.
What?
I went to the psychology lab first. That's where I would usually find Athena playing. But that day was different. I heard someone crying in the robotics lab next door. Quote, was Athena being subjected to yet another experiment? End quote, I thought as I went to see. Conveniently, Athena had cried herself to sleep, so all I had to do was wait and kill.
So that's why he was relieved when he saw Athena. But is this story really true? I'm not sure how much to believe. Mr. Riot, how are you doing, Athena? Still hanging in there? I'm a lot stronger than I look, boss. Now take a look at this. The noise level actually increased. Oh, that's the first time that's happened is because he lied? It went up! I've never seen it do that before. Granted, we've only done this a handful of times, but still. Let me read some more in the chat. Oh, Extemporaneous has some raid suggestions. Let me copy these over into my text file over here so we'll be able to keep track of it because we are like 5 minutes away from the 3-hour mark. So we will need to be doing some raids soon. So I appreciate that, Extemporaneous. Thank you very much. Crystal says, want a not so wholesome stuff? Alien Stage / J Queen Kate is a Crystal. No. Okay, so just to verify, because I started watching part of one of those and it seemed all right. It just seemed like music with like some neat animation. So it is. Crystal claims that Queen Katie is just like playing along to a joke, that it actually is very wholesome. I want to know what to believe. Is it wholesome? Can I believe that it is wholesome? X-Ray says, why you the best at them, Logan? The best at what? Crystal with an evil smiling face. Extemporary says, why is this alien stage not wholesome? Crystal says, it's in YouTube. You can see why. Queen said, don't listen to Crystal. It's not great. Bill said, mens rea indicates intent to do a crime. Oh, okay. You're talking about a legal principle. Okay. Thank you. I thought you were talking about something in the game. I was so confused. Okay, so it's basically the same thing as premeditation, because that's like, correct me if I'm wrong, that's like the difference between first degree murder and, well, no. First degree is premeditation. Second degree is intent, but okay. First degree is intent and premeditation. Second degree is intent, but no premeditation. Third degree is neither of those, right? So it's different than premeditation because you can, on the spur of the moment, decide to kill. Yeah? Crystal says, it's awesome! Quikata said, you will not live afterwards. Crystal says, Alien Stage have good banger songs. Extemporary says, but the dark side offers cookies! Crystal says, pretty hairstyle. Crystal says to Extemporaneous, listen, pretty hairstyles, banger songs, and lesbians and gays. Queen Katie said, the anger I had, bruh. Exterminate said, so it's a music video, not a music song. It's a playlist of music videos that are all set to like animation. Crystal says, any fandom X Alien Stage for real. Queen Katie said, yeah, don't watch if you don't want to suffer. Crystal says, kinda. Said, no, watch it. Queen Katie's frowning. And Crystal says, be with us, Extemp. Queen Katie says, rawr. Extemporary says, join the hive mind. Okay, let's play a little bit more. How am I still not caught up to chat? Wait, it went up? I've never seen it do that before. Prosecutor Blackwell is lying somewhere in his testimony. As a matter of fact, he's piling lie on top of lie in an attempt to make his claim sound more believable. Oh, I keep bumping that button, sorry. He's trying even harder to suppress his true feelings, and that's what's causing the noise. How in the world should I approach this? I don't know. An evidence-based approach might work if I can find a contradiction. Otherwise, I should look for an inconsistency in his emotions. I think evidence. That's what I want to do.
There are no flaws in my testimony, and his baldness is prepared to give his verdict. Give up on this lost cause, and let the law free me of these chains already.
Objection! I guess in a weird way, he kind of reminds me of Emma Sky's older sister. What was her name again? Wanting to take the guilty verdict. I don't think so. Not while I'm around. Now, contradictory testimony or inconsistent emotions. Which should I tackle first? Oh, okay, I don't know. I don't know. I think we have to do inconsistency because the emotions is just going to make him pile up more. So testimony? Let me read some more in the chat. Let's see, Vera said, I saw one Alien Stage song where someone just died on stage? Wait, so is it not wholesome? Queen Katie said, yes, Vero, please agree with me on not doing this. Crystal says, watch all stages. Queen Katie says, no. Crystal Evil smiling. Queen Katie says, don't. Crystal says, yes, do it. Watch Alien Stage. Vera said, I don't know anything about it, but it was surprising to see this one guy die on stage while performing. Queen Katie said, don't go to the dark side. And there's Wendy's TTS. Crystal said to Vero, be with us on the dark side and hear banger songs and pretty hairstyles. Queen Katie said, you'll suffer though. Crystal says, listen and watch Alien Stage, everyone. Extremate says, time to whisper. Well, Wendy says, I'm totally asleep. I actually just opened twitch.tv/LoganRobo and type in chat while I sleep. You're a very specific type of somnambulist, is what I'm hearing here. But again, good night, Wendy. I hope you are sleeping well. Extremate says, how many seasons are there of Mob Psycho 100? There are 3, I believe, right? 3? Queen Katie said 3, I think. Bale said, I've never seen Mob Psycho 100. It is so good. It is great. It is so good. It took me like an episode, I'd say 2, maybe 3 episodes to really get into it. But then once I did, oh, it's so good. Eglin said, sleep chatting. Extremate says, Wendy, sleepwalker confirmed. Crystal says to Wendy, definitely isn't here. Said, anyways, watch Alien Stage. Wendy said, dude, the second season ending was so good. Literal chills, dog. Again, part of me almost wishes that it had ended at the second season because it was such a good ending. The third season has been good, but I don't know. I feel like the second, I just preferred that ending personally. Wendy said, still need to finish season 3. Same here for like, I think it's been over a year now. I've been procrastinating seeing the last episode because I don't want that anime to be over. Crystal says to Wendy, man, I read that as chili dog. Chris says to Wendy, bro, is Sonic the Hedgehog? Okay, Wendy, oh crap, you probably aren't here anymore. But there is something about Sonic that I saw that I need to talk about at some point. Crystal says to Queen Katie, Alien Stage shall be spread. Says, wrong, I'm obviously Blaze the Cat. Exterminator says, laying in wait, I guess is the past tense of lay. I thought it was like, yeah, laid. I would have said laid in wait. It's weird. Exterminator says, lied in wait sounds wrong, to be fair. Yeah, what about laid in wait? Exterminator says, but lane seems archaic. It does. Quickity said, I lied. It was 3 mood matrices. Oh, so there's another one? Although we're past the 3-hour mark, so we might have to save this for next time. Extemporaneous says 1,234,567,890 mood matrices. Crystal's laughing at Queen Katie. Queen Katie said, look, my brain skipped one reading the guide. Crystal says, should I scare Logan? Oh, please don't, it's too scary. Extemporaneous says, follow your heart. Oh, you did the Tomcat. Oh, and Extemporaneous has another raid suggestion, Zeo Roth. I'll copy that one down too, because we have raided Zeo Roth before, but I will copy that down. Thank you very much for that raid suggestion. Queen Katie said, I feel like I'm gonna get hiccups. Cue Tomcat. Crystal says, whenever I do Tomcat, Logan is always with his water. Queen Katie said, Logan, no, I hated it. I'm against Crystal. Exterminator says, Queen Katie is like, no, another one lost to the cause. Hey, King John, how you doing? Says, Turnabout for tomorrow sounds like a final case name. It is technically, but there is a DLC case after this that came with the collection here. So there will be one more case, but this was in the base game, the final case. So you are correct. Queen Katie said, me and Crystal had a war. Crystal said, listen to Alien Stage, believe the story is good, watch Alien Stage. King John said, oh, cut it out, you babies, we're all adults here, we don't have to start wars. That is true, most wars are started by babies. The person who assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand plunged the world into World War I. A baby. Queen said, as it happens, it is for this game, not counting DLC. Crystal says we should start a royal instead. Oh, right, instead. I'm so close to catching up with the chat. I can do this. Okay, I will catch up to the chat now. The end is inside. Beowulf said yes. However, this would fall under accidental murder, no mens rea. Pretty much the only time third-degree murder would actually come into play, as far as I know, is if they show symptoms of... Okay, now, you gotta tell me, because this is I know about psychopaths, psychopathic. Is this word pronounced psychopathy or psychopathy? Because I've heard both, and I don't know which is correct. Quick Kitty said, wait, there's an actual thing I thought was a joke you made about men's rear. See, King John says, I don't know if this could help, but I'll bring up somnus means to sleep. Yes, and a somnambulist means to sleep walk. Because, yeah, Yeah. Quick Kitty said, you learn things every day. Exterminator says, and is the series complete or is it still ongoing? Mob Psycho 100, it is done, as far as I'm aware. Bill said, yep, it's a real thing. King John said, it might be the reason why Kingdom Hearts track Zemnius might be a combination of Zemnis and Somnus. I need to play Kingdom Hearts 3 at some point. Crystal said Logan Alien Stage is like half-hour situation. Half wholesome, half not. But yeah, see, trigger warning of death and killing. Quickata said, thank you for being honest, finally. Vera said, no riots. Crystal says, but Alien Stage is wonderful. The first song is literally beautiful. My Clematis is so good song? What? That sounds like a combination of a clam, a tomato, and a mantis. King John says, Crystal, don't try anything you do years being sent to the shadow realm. Bill said, like Psycho, not Cyclops. Crystal says, noted, I do not have any crimes to stay away from the void. Vera says, I would go emotes only, but Crystal's VIP, boo. Crystal with a smiley face. There, I caught him to chat 3 hours, 4 minutes, 51 seconds. I caught him to chat for the first time of the night. And I do think we're going to do a raid of our 2 raid suggestions, the person with the fewest number of viewers, of Neru Nakayama, who's playing Stardew Valley. So we'll see some more. We saw that with Rat before. So I think this is also a good kind of place, because otherwise, who knows how long this will take. So we're going to wind down. We're going to do a raid here. Cricket said, yeah, huzzah! Crystal says, yay, yay, yay! Fear typed out the raid command. Thank you so much for that. Let me copy that down. I have that weird hiccup feeling again. Quickata said, thank you for the emotional stream. I am still so worried about Fullbright, y'all. Quickata said, see y'all next time. Vera said, well, 2 Stardew Valley raids. Crystal says, before we leave, watch Alien Stage, peeps. Okay, for anyone who might still be lurking, I think was the schedule. Yeah, schedule is posted up there. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, alternating between this and Persona 3 Reload. So tomorrow will be Persona 3 Reload. We just finished the August full moon boss fight. So we'll have lots of fun little like social links and things like that coming up. It'll be great, y'all. And we'll pick up on Sunday night where we're leaving off now. Did somebody post the social media link tree? Yes, looks like Vera did. There's a link tree right there. So you can find that for an invite to the Discord where we post schedules on Monday and have a nice fun little community. As well as links to my TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, all of that stuff. So if you're lurking, feel free to check those things out. Let's see, Vera said, see you guys tomorrow. Chris says, bye-bye. Yes, thank you all for being here, for hanging out, and for being my moral support in this time of doubt of Bobby Fullbright. It's gonna be him, and I don't want it to be him, but at least we didn't get to an evil reveal today. I am happy about that, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for Persona 3 Reload. You guys are awesome. Again, as always, I love and appreciate you all. You are all the best. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, for being my friend, for being an amazing supportive community. Enjoy the raid. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. And for those watching the VOD, good night as well.